Hello?
What
You
happened?
just gonna go?
Whoa, what just?
Wait, did it? The
What
hell?
What
happened to the intro?
Whoa! I don't know.
It just cuts.
I have
Wait a
no
I
idea
didn't-
what just happened. It just cut
Put
off.
it out there like that.
Oh,
What if I wasn't dressed, bro?
Someone switched
Wow.
to my brand instead of yours.
Really?
Now
Who
I
did
put
that?
it back on DL.
Who did that?
I don't
I
know.
didn't
Oh
touch
my
shit.
God.
I was
Can
looking
we-
at my key.
On the StreamYard. Something
Might
you
have
gotta
been
make
me,
sure
but
you
I
stay
wasn't
on
in
your.
brand. I was in banners.
Yeah, it
You-
was perp.
Please,
Perp. Oh my
Okay, I
please
did
no
that.
switching.
Hashtag late
Should we-
perp.
All right, so
Don't
we're
go in.
starting off with a
Don't
bang.
go
We're
in the
starting off with
setting.
a bang. It's
No,
starting off
start
good.
over,
It's
start
so
over.
far
No,
content.
well,
So far content.
So
maximum.
should we?
love it.
I'm gonna
Start
leave
over.
it to the. I'm gonna leave it to the chat. Do you want? Do you
Oh
want
my-
to do the
I wanna see
countdown?
your
Everyone
fire
in the chat.
intro.
Do you-
Yes. Yeah,
How
yeah.
can everyone
Just do
want
it.
a countdown? We're here now.
We always have to. We always have to cover for perp
What?
mistakes. Go ahead, right ahead. Go right. This will
I'll-
be a blooper.
Hold
DL.
on.
It's your
I'll
fault.
leave it
was
to the
perp.
chat.
I
One-
knew it was you.
One's in the chat. One's in the chat. If you want us to do the intro again. 2, if you just want us to start now. One's in the chat if you want us to do the countdown. 2, you just want us
The
to just
countdown
keep
or the
going.
intro? Are they the same?
Well,
Hold on.
the
Hold on.
With
Well,
the
do the
countdown
intro.
and the intro.
Well, hold on.
do
I got an
the
idea.
countdown.
I got.
Melania
I
wants
got-
a countdown. Oh my god.
You know what? I got an idea. Here, I'll show you. Here, I'll do this. We'll do. We'll do this. There you go. We got an intro.
It's not even my intro anymore.
I don't even know what that
I
does.
mean, it has your.
Yeah,
It had, it,
start over with
It
your.
just
You're
got
a
me
professional,
mad.
brother.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Do not
I'm
be
sorry.
messing with DL's.
I like-
He's a
I like the
professional.
pink.
He's the most professional out of all of us.
I like
Go
the
ahead.
Godzilla Barbie.
okay.
color.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay,
DL.
so
You
we're
cook.
just
All
gonna. We're gonna treat this as the cold open. So let's start for real then.
We really putting the audience through this?
All
That
right,
wasn't me.
much,
that wasn't
much
me.
better.
Oh, that was a normal.
Somebody did it.
well,
Somebody did it.
You know, every
But
episode
anyway.
has a flub up.
Yes. Anyway, now to
Here,
the appropriate
Golden.
intro. What is happening, Spider-Man fans, Sony fans, Marvel fans, movie fans alike? Welcome back to the channel. I am Dial, and this is another edition of my life. And I'm once again taking over Movie Madness Entertainment, and I'm also simultaneously streaming on Little Movie Perps channel. So,
Hi.
if you guys are new, if you guys haven't seen my face before, I would strongly recommend you guys go and subscribe to my channel. I am Dial, and if you are watching on my channel, go ahead and subscribe to Movie Madness Entertainment and Little Movie Perp.
No,
But-
don't subscribe to me. Thank you.
No, subscribe to him. Subscribe to that raptor.
No, please
Go
don't.
subscribe to Blue Jay, Crazy Joe,
But
Really
any-
cool.
everyone else.
Yep.
But anyway, we got a very, very special show for you guys tonight. We are getting back into the Sonyverse, the Spider-Man list, Spider-Verse, live action Venom-verse, whatever you guys want to call it.
First.
Right. So for those of you who are watching on MME and Little Movie Perps channel, I have talked about the previous 3 live action Sony Spider adjacent movies, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and Morbius. If you guys haven't seen those, check out my channel. It's on there, most recent live streams. But today, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Today, we're going to be talking about Madam Web.
Oh.
Better than the Venom movies.
Let's
that's for sure.
go.
Joining
I
with
brought multiple options in case, depending on how far Perp pushes me tonight.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's going to
You
get real
gamer.
heated today.
Water, Mountain Dew, and a Corona.
I think there's going to be a very
popcorn bucket.
nice.
And I
Looks
brought you
gorgeous,
some
Joe. Looks gorgeous.
Pepsi because this movie,
Oh my God.
movie with its product placement.
I got some Pepsi too.
Hey,
I hate Pepsi.
Hey,
this whole
Pepsi!
stream is sponsored by Sony.
I don't like Pepsi. It tastes flat.
But anyway,
I think
you're
I
drinking
think,
it
I
wrong.
think this is going to actually have some really interesting conversation, especially between me and Joe specifically
Perp's drink.
about
yeah, it's
meme
going to
culture.
be interesting. But anyway, joining with us today, we have the leader of the Movie Mass Entertainment movement, Matt Max.
Hey, listen. I had some fun today, mainly because of zero expectations, but I had fun with it. I'm not really attached to the character either, so I'm interested to hear from people that like know the character from the comics. I'm glad Joe is here as well. Thanks, DL, for putting this together. I'm very happy to see this, and you guys, thank you all for getting me back to the theater. I constantly said I was kind of like, I don't need to go to the theater anymore. I'll watch it on streaming. I was more towards streaming, and then I met Joe in real life. I met him twice in real life, and he let me stay at his place, and we went to that nice theater, and I had such a blast. And then you guys constantly get me back to the theater, and I appreciate that. And I'm going to try to see more movies.
I'm a shadow of a ghost that's in your children.
Also
What?
joining with us, we have Blue Jay.
I have a special drink. There you go. Hi, everybody. I can't wait to tear this ass up.
Oh boy! Also joining with us, we have the most epic raptor on the internet. We have Little Movie Perp.
Hi.
Oh, does Aaron want to be in here too? Did he know? Okay.
Aaron wants to be in here too. Hey, join the party! Join the party.
Man, it's gonna be cluttered
Also
already.
joining with us, we have Also joining with us, we have Crazy Joe.
Hi.
I want to apologize. I do want to apologize to Joe because when he was saying he enjoyed it, I'm like, man, I'm really gonna hate this movie because me and his, I love the man, but me and his, our taste does not match a lot of times. Every once in a while it does, but usually. But I apologize, Joe. I shouldn't. That's mean of me to say, but
Yeah,
it's
well-
just because we have opposite opinions a lot of time.
Well,
That's all.
I've been saying for months that people have been crapping on this movie without having seen it. For months now, people, and I think it's a problem with movies in general, is that, and I relate it to what we were talking about on MME as meme culture. Meme culture is destructive because
Oh, man, Joe, I
memes,
hate. Oh.
memes
I
by
disagree.
their nature are done for mocking and humor, and it's very rare that a meme is positive.
time.
Very rarely is it positive. And when the internet mentality is this movie is going to suck before it opens. People don't go see the movie, and they just assume they were right. We saw it happen with The Flash. People for a year before that movie came out were going, it's going to be garbage, going to be garbage, going to be garbage. Came out, was a great movie, and people were still saying it was garbage. I got called the P word for saying I liked the movie.
Okay,
people were
before
like,
we
you
go
like that
into-
movie? You're the P word. So that's where we are. That's where we are with movies right now.
I completely disagree.
What an opening
Okay,
statement.
before we
Yeah,
go,
I mean, it's your show, but I completely disagree. I think meme culture can actually help box office, and I think this can actually give this a little bit of money where it could become profitable. Because now that I know just for you, if you guys don't know, I researched the production budget was like 80 million, and it's already at 50
It's
million
kind of small.
worldwide.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for this cost for this movie, I think it was pretty successful.
And the marketing was,
in meme
was
culture,
super
really helps
low.
I mean,
smaller movies.
Not the average marketing.
It's a good
I mean-
rental. It's fun. It's not great, but I think this could actually help us. And there were people definitely in the theater for the memes because they were giggling right away. And it can become annoying when you're in the theater because they were kicking my seat and I moved seats, but they were there just
Oh.
for the jokes. Honestly, there was a couple of guys there.
It is. There's more males definitely for this movie. But that's actually general. Even a female
and
lead is
also-
more males.
Aaron World Order is here.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I hated this movie. I said I think it's the worst comic book movie since Catwoman.
Mhm. I completely disagree. I think it's not. They're nowhere near Catwoman or Elektra. That's a whole nother.
Okay, so all right, we're okay. We already started getting on tangents, so let me try to get some order here.
I'm sorry.
So I guess without further, it's fine. It's fine. We already started off on a weird start, but anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into Madam Web, and as always, we have to remind the viewers out there this is a spoiler-filled discussion. This movie came out this past weekend. Everyone's already talked about it. So if you guys, or actually no, it came out Wednesday, Valentine's Day. But anyway, if you
That's what I
haven't
saw
seen
it.
Madam Web, you don't want to know anything about it, go watch it at your discretion and come back and listen to this. If you know, so you've been warned from this point forward. Okay,
If you're
so
smart, you'd watch it.
at the end of the day, watch it and get your own opinions about it. But but anyway, you guys already know how I feel about the Sony Spider movies up to this point. I haven't liked any of them. I didn't like Venom. I didn't like Let There Be Carnage. I didn't like Morbius. I think this has been a waste of time as far as Sony making these live action projects. I honestly think that the only thing that they're doing really well, I mean, the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies have been enjoyable. But the Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, I think they have been doing very well with that. And I really wish they would focus more on that and Tom Holland Spider-Man instead of doing these other spin-offs, because I've really just been disliking them.
Well,
There may be some
they're
fans
apparently
of the Sony
they're apparently
movies
in
up to this
dispute.
point, and that's more power to you. But
They're apparently in dispute with Marvel Studios about Spider-Man 4. Apparently that's the issue with Tom Holland Spider-Man right now. They don't know what to do with Spider-Man 4. They're disputing right now. But you're right, though.
And I'd like to point out right
Yeah,
now,
so-
Senior Nerd is saying I
but
refuse
yeah,
to
so
ever
it's
see
like-
this movie.
Well, let DL go cook everyone because when he does his spoiler streams, he gives let him go for a little bit
Okay.
before you interrupt. Okay, sorry.
yeah, you guys know I did my usual preamble. I'm gonna keep it relatively shorter than I usually do because we're already, we're already really excited to get into this. So I'm gonna try and be as quick as possible. But anyway, so when it comes to this movie, Madam Web, the most I really cared for her was in the 90s animated show where she makes appearances there. She was pretty good in that. I know a little bit about her from the comics, but I didn't really go deep into it. Like, the most interesting is when she's interacting with Spider-Man. I'm gonna be very honest. So when they were making this movie, is once again like, why are you making this? Now this could be an example of maybe it could be they could make her character more more interesting in movie form, they could like do something like with Guardians of the Galaxy, where people didn't know anything about that character, and then when it came out to the movies, everybody loves it. But I highly doubt at this point, because we had 3 garbage movies up until this point, so I didn't expect anything from this movie. Dakota Johnson being casted as Madam Web, I'm like, what the heck? Why? I like Dakota Johnson personally, but like, why would she cast in this? Why would she be Madam Web? It didn't feel like she fit that role at all. And then you have these 3 other Spider women in here, and you have this Terminator, Spider-Man, and I'm like, why? What is happening? This is some of the worst I'm going to say this right now. This is some of the worst marketing I've seen for a comic book film or a film in general. They had one trailer, and it looked really bad. The dialogue in that trailer looked so super wooden, and I had no idea what the plot was about, other than it's trying to do a mixture of Terminator and Groundhog Day and Happy Death Day all mixed together, and I'm like, wow, okay, this is what we're doing. All right, sure. And so yeah, but they only had that one trailer. They barely did any marketing for this film. They didn't release the review embargo until the day before the movie came out. So to me, this is already red flags that it's like, oh, nobody cares. They don't care about this film. Why should I care about this movie if you're just going to release the review embargo the day before? And I'm sure could be other excuses like, oh, they're saving something important. There might be some spoilers they don't want to reveal to the main movie going audience. And I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, sure. But like, seriously, my expectations were so low to the ground, and it's like and there are actors in here that I actually really like. I like Dakota Johnson. I like Sydney Sweeney. I like Isabella Merced. She's about to be Hawk Girl in the new DCU with James Gunn. So it's like, I like these people in here, but is this movie going to do anybody any favors? No. And then even seeing them try to market this movie, when I see them doing interviews, it seemed like they didn't even know what they were talking about. It seemed like nobody was excited to see this. I also heard that when the first trailer was released, Dakota Johnson fired her agent after that. So that gives you a good sign. And she couldn't even name the 3 Tom Holland Spider-Man movies when she was being interviewed doing publicity for this film.
And don't forget,
they thought this was that video. It's pretty hilarious.
Don't forget, this is an MCU. They thought it was an MCU movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's like, what is going on right now? Man. So I did end up, going to see it opening day, Valentine's Day. Me and my girlfriend went to go see it. She did want to go see it, and she instantly regretted that decision. I'll tell you that right now. But anyway, sitting down and watching this, like, man.
Hope you made it up to her later. Take her to dinner or something.
I mean, we went to dinner beforehand, so
Okay,
I mean
there
that
you
helped
go.
her. That helped her take a good nap afterwards. But anyway, man, I hated this movie. I hated it. I was so mad at watching this movie. I had no idea what was going on. This is probably going to go down as one of the worst comic book films I have ever seen. This probably will go down as one of the worst films this year, and we're only in February.
Let's go.
I really want this Sonyverse to die. I really want it to die. It's like the fact that these movies are continuing to be made, and then we just coming off the DCEU just dying. The Dark Universe ended after one film. They shelved Batgirl, but movies like this are still being made. When most of the audience and most of the critics don't like these films, they are continuing to underperform at the box office. How do these movies keep being made? I don't understand what the plot is.
IP.
Like, they don't explain anything. It just feels like they making these movies to keep the rights to.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep the rights to these Spider-Man characters, and they don't want to share the profits with the MCU. So that's why they didn't want to, they didn't want to wait to use these characters in a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. They want to do it themselves, and look where it's getting them there. Like, I can't. I barely liked anything in this movie. I really tried, guys. I really did try. But like, There's nothing in this movie that I liked. The plot made no sense. The characters are unlikable. The action is haphazard. The editing is awful. The villain is terrible. Like, how did this movie got green light? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And this
It's just what Grace said.
And the other reasons why this movie is really making me mad is because
It's made for me.
this is once again leaving a stain on female leads in comic book movies. Because the majority of them have not been good over the past 2 years. We just saw the Marvels last year, and I liked the movie, but even I admit that wasn't a well-made film. And now this movie's coming out, and it's once again tarnishing the reputation that I know these female leads can do in a comic book film. We've seen great female characters in comic book movies, and this is not doing them any favors at all. Like, because I really want female-led comic book movies to succeed, and hopefully when James Gunn eventually brings out Supergirl and other stuff like that, we'll get better stuff than this. But right now, it just makes me angry that
This might succeed,
this
though,
stuff is
with
coming
low
out.
budget.
There's no passion. There's no passion with this at all. I don't feel it. It feels like corporate greed nonsense. Just get it out. Just get it out. Just get it out. We need to keep the rights. We need to make
Yeah,
profit.
that's it.
That's what it feels.
Quite a ride, isn't it?
I just
That's it.
I just can't do it. But
I just want
that's my
Disney.
truncated thought.
It's like
I
a
just
book
want,
bag.
I just want
Thank you,
Disney to
DL.
get full control. I just want Disney to
Thank
get full control.
Thanks, DL.
Like,
We love your opinion.
seriously.
I have something
But
written
anyway,
Can we
It
do
just-
like negative,
yeah, don't
positive a
worry.
little bit? Because that was a lot.
okay,
I
fine.
think,
Let's
we
go.
should,
Let's
I
go.
think we should give
Let's go.
general
Let's-
thoughts.
let's go with-
Everybody gives general
Hold on.
thoughts.
Joe's
and then
Joe's gonna be really
jump in.
positive. So
Before we get to anything else, I want to point out that Senior Nerd says he refuses to ever see this movie. And if that's the case, you have no right to ever say anything bad about this movie.
Yes,
I mean, you literally don't have a
Yeah,
right
you-
to say
okay,
anything
well,
bad about a movie.
Well,
you've
Joe,
never
this
seen.
is DL still, though. DL.
All
I
right, I
under-
think
Nerd
that
loses
needs-
right,
that
though.
needs- that needs
Time
to-
out. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah,
Okay, go DL.
to
Go
be
DL.
fair, to be fair, Joe, to piggyback on what you just said,
Sony
that is
defended.
100% correct. Like, if you have not seen the movie, you can't really have an opinion on it. So that is absolutely correct. I agree with you there.
Yeah, Anthony.
So it's your decision if you don't want to go see this movie. But don't be coming on here making criticisms of something that you haven't seen. I don't like those people that do that. You know, I used to do that myself, and I hate myself for doing that. So it's like, please have some integrity if you're going to criticize something. You know,
it doesn't make
But
you look
any-
good. It's not a good look.
it doesn't. But anyway, let's go to you, Max. What is your overall thoughts on Madam Web?
I was pleasantly surprised. I gave a review. I was like close to 6 or 7 out of 10. I ended up with 7 because I had fun. I do think it makes sense. The movie, this is spoilers, so the villain is closely attached to the character. I don't know how close that is to the comics.
He's not.
What?
It's his
Let me
name only.
finish. Okay,
not
well,
there.
oh,
Let
is
him
he-
finish,
okay,
please.
Yeah.
yeah. Aaron,
not-
okay, I get it. Aaron.
These are general intro
I-
thoughts. Everyone's
Yeah.
getting one.
So I like the horror movie vibes. It was really like a younger generation horror movie, but this time, no one dies, but they have someone chasing them, and Madam Web is discovering her powers. I thought those scenes were great, except for the end, some of her powers there. I like all the characters. If it's forced, if it's supposed to make you start liking a character, I think it succeeded. Like, I knew of Madam Web as a character, that she's a character in comics, but I really don't know much about her. I like all the characters in here. The villain was not great. He wasn't bad either. Like, he at least was a little bit menacing. Like, I liked when they showed where he could actually, like, it was like a horror movie. They like showed them him killing them, and then Madam Web saw the future, so she changed things so they didn't die. But that was very horror movie-esque, and I think it was good direction with some of the powers. And yes, there's very little actual superhero stuff here. Unfortunately, I do not think this is ever going to get a sequel. But I like where it ends. I want to see more of these characters. I think everyone did a great job. It was just fun for me. Even with that said, even though I gave it a 7/10, because of the there's so many options with entertainment, I could not still recommend that people go spend their hard-earned money unless you got a discount day or a rental. I think it's a fun rental, horror type vibe. I think it would be a good date. Like, I would just recommend this to my wife, even though she's tired of superhero films, because it's not just a superhero film. There's some of that in it. It's like barely a superhero film, really. But I think she would enjoy it because of the horror type vibe with it. Dakota Johnson, I was making fun of her too on the press tour. Like, she doesn't know what movie she's in, but her, Sydney Sweeney, and the other ladies in the film did great. The guy from Parks and Rec did great. The only one the actor that played the villain, he was kind of, his delivery of the dialogue was kind of like, they could have got someone better. But yeah, I had fun. I was surprised, but my expectations were nothing because people were trashing it. And I would see it again. There's movies I can't see that I don't want to see again. I will watch this again. Not all the time, but once more.
Peace.
All right, Aaron, you're next. What is your overall thoughts on Madam Web?
I'm gonna be the exact opposite of Max. I thought it's one of the worst comic book movies I ever seen. Worse than any MCU movie. And there's some bad MCU movies. Okay. Worst villain than any MCU villain. Even worse. I mean, I thought the Marvel's villain was one of the worst MCU villains. This villain takes the cake compared to that one. Obviously, I personally don't think the actors tried once they knew what kind of film this is going to be. I think Adam Scott tried. I did think he tried, but I don't think Sydney Sweeney tried. I don't think Dakota Johnson tried all that much. The villain, Ezekiel. Yeah. So Max, just to let you, he's nothing like the comics version. Like, okay. Nothing like that. That's not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, just to let you know, nothing like. It's just name only. That's it. I did not like the premise. I thought the premise is pretty bad. The action scene should have been better. I mean, the final scene, man. Now they misled you with the costumes. That was like for 3 minutes. I didn't like that. This story would have been better if they had to protect the birth of Peter Parker. Ezekiel goes after Peter Parker's mother, because spoilers report, she's in the movie pregnant, Emma Roberts. This would be better. It might have been a better story if Ezekiel is threatened by the birth of Spider-Man.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds cool.
Yeah, and they have to protect
like a Terminator thing.
Yeah, something like that. I think that would be better. That's my thoughts.
All right, Perp, you're next. Let's hear what you got.
All right, I got some written down. All right.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right. So Madam Web is a revolutionary cinematic achievement that will be celebrated for years to come. All right. Boasting an energy that could only be described as Jar Jar Binks-like, Madam Web enters the scene like a Muppet ODing on Red Bull mixed with codeine, taking a Kino-sized dump on all those safety blankets that make your movie-going experience go down smooth like a Bud Light in a Kid Rock jamboree. All right, editing that goes from assaulting to passive in the same shot. Don't let this madam fool you. She may appear tame, but at any minute, a frenzy of quick cuts, twirling camera moves, composited CGI webs can start attacking and throw you at a disarray. Mark my mark, this madam is fully equipped to mess you up. A Brazilian wandering spider bite can take 2 to 6 hours before killing its victim. The madam can do it in 116 minutes. Unless you're as strong like the Perp, all right? Madam Web inquisitively presents, can a movie ADR its way into your subconscious to the point we experience real human reach, uncanny valley territory on the silver screen? The result turned this into a more experimental film than any art house director can ever wet dream about, all right? In its audacity to be closer to a high-concept slasher movie than a superhero movie, The Madam's reach is beyond the scope of the audience playing hopscotch between critical scores and box office in a race to find consensus and validation. A true champion to the forebears of cinema. Madam Web challenges preconceived notions of coherency and logic, giving scene after scene, jaw-dropping lunacy, all told at an alien distance. All right? As the fourth CGI spider web shot made its way of the screen onto my face, I realized it wasn't a web coming at me in a 3D fashion. It was my fingers from my hand covering my face, as I couldn't take the awesome power of Madam's command cinema of discomfort, all right? Either that or my fingers were in fact melding with the webs on screen, and I was becoming one with this freaking movie, all right? Long live the new flesh. You can rest, I tell Dakota Johnson, a.k.a. Sony's best marketing strategy, a.k.a. Sony sacrificial lamb to the cult to slaughter. Dakota wept so the perp can laugh. And do not mistake that laugh as a demeaning dismissal. It's a laugh of acceptance and love. And yes, I love Madam Web. While you may ask, how can you love something so discombobulated and broken? The answer is in the perspective. Well, you all see this thing in a positive or negative linear fashion. To me, it's more like a web, a Madam's Web. Thank you. Madam Web forever.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. I love it so much. All right. Blue Jay, try to one up that. Your thoughts on Madam Web.
Can you big screen me real quick?
Oh boy.
Oh, here goes the solo shot.
Can you big screen me? There's only one thing to describe Madam Web.
What is he?
Oh,
Come on.
that's what. Hey, yeah, isn't that what I gave Morbius on your stream?
Do your chores before a review. Come on, be professional.
This movie.
I know your mother told you to take out the trash. But come on.
Hold on. Where's the handle? Hold on. This movie. Trash.
It's about time you take it all the way outside. Take it all the way outside.
Were you just
You're not
waiting
going to
for
be
the whole
able to get
day?
it back in the can.
You're waiting a whole day to do something like this?
He was been waiting for this.
See, now look at that. Now it's awkward.
They gave him
Save
something
it for
to this.
later.
He can't even close it.
I'll do it later.
I'll do it.
All right. Okay. All right. In all seriousness. Yeah. This. I've always been look. You know me. I'm always the nice guy when it comes to these movies, man. I mean, they're guilty pleasures. I mean, I like the Venom movies. I thought Morbius was decent. Madam Web. I mean, there is. Okay. There is. I think the basic concept of this movie can make it for a good film. However, this movie. It's fucking that. For 2 hours. I sat in the theater for fucking 2 hours to see that. To see fucking that. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm like I don't know what to describe it. It's like, okay, the freaking the dialogue is just what the fuck. I mean, the edit. Oh my gosh! Do you want to talk about editing? Every time, they love to take the camera and just shit, and just throw it around throughout the whole movie. Look, and I'll show you this too. Watch. So you remember the scene? Do you remember the scene where Ezekiel was in his Corvette, right? Paul Walker's car.
He's got props.
Hold on.
Paul Walker's car.
I gotta.
The wheel turns.
First
There you go. The editing choices is so also whenever you do
Careful
whenever
with
there's a
camera.
whenever there's a car chase and then you do this,
Oh
don't do no Jason Bourne shit like some weird zooms like this. Woo, like woo. Keep zooming it like these. God, Jesus. I have never seen. This is one of the most unacceptable things I've ever seen in my life. There you go. What is new? I didn't break this. This just come apart. But yeah, man, it's just.
Carrot Top.
Thank you.
I
But
didn't break this. It just came apart. You talk about the movie or the car?
No, the car just came up for it. So, but yeah, man, it's just basically this movie has I'll give it this. It has some good ideas, but execution is just I don't see it didn't go it didn't really do anything. It's just it proves the fact that this entire universe is just run by the Three Stooges. Like characters just do the dumbest thing. Oh yeah.
But the Stooges are successful though.
There's no pie in the faces.
It's just like okay, I'm gonna leave these 3 girls in the woods for 3 hours and then come back and then be like, there's a diner across the street. I'm hungry. You won't like me when I'm angry.
I would have got hungry too.
Yeah, but not when
if we were waiting in the woods
at night
with my MME boys, I'd be like, let's get some grub. Why are we just sitting in the woods here?
We'll get into the debate. We'll
get into it.
That diner food looked really good.
Hold on. We're not talking
interrupt
about food.
the intro.
We're not talking about food.
You're gonna make us hungry. That's what you're gonna do.
I apologize, Blue Jay, but that diner food looked really good.
Look, that's one of the good things about.
How much did they eat? They ate a lot.
Dang.
And also just the villain is one of the most weirdest villains I've ever seen. Like you have a dude who wearing a tuxedo walking around barefoot through the entire movie, and then he has this Spider-Man costume which looks like a costume that was thrown out from Spider-Man 3. Take it out of the dumpster and then go to Hollywood Live for a red yarn and just rip it together to fucking get it intact. It just, I don't know. I don't know. My brain is just kind of scattered right now because I'm like, this is one of those. I don't like to be mean to movies, man, but I'm just like, this one is just. I want to deep dive into that. Once let's go to you, Crazy Joe. Shit.
All right, last but not least, Crazy Joe.
I can't wait. Bring Joe, bring it home.
But
Yeah.
please,
Bring it home, man.
Tell us your thoughts on Madam Web.
Before we get into that, did you know there's a little golden book for the Golden Girls now?
You're damn right I did.
Yeah, there you go. So here you go. That's my order on Amazon.
Don't have any of your info.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
all it's got my
There's
name.
already a
Everyone knows.
Blu-ray for this.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've already placed my order for the 4K disc.
Maybe
This
they think
movie
Freaking go.
this movie is quite good. And bottom row for the win. The 3 of us on the bottom, we're right. This movie's terrific, and it's not without its flaws. The actor playing the villain, Ezekiel, I didn't think he was very good. Now, I looked him up on Wikipedia. Apparently, he's got some award nominations. Maybe he just was. Maybe he's
Very
like
good.
The
Natalie
actor is
Portman.
good. The actor
He was
good.
in Napoleon.
Not this role.
Yeah,
The
maybe
second
he's
villain
like
Napoleon. He was
maybe
pretty good in
he's-
Napoleon.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
it's like Natalie Portman in the Star Wars prequels. She
Yes.
was god awful in those movies, but we know she's a good actress because we've seen her in other things. But yeah, he was pretty bad. And the writing in this movie is interesting because the dialogue's not very good, but the story is great. Like they had a great story, but not so good dialogue.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think something was changed. Somebody mentioned it would have been better if it was about stopping Peter Parker from being born. Well, from what I understand, that is what it was originally about.
I think so too. I think.
Yeah, when the plot leaked about a year ago, there was a time traveling villain trying to kill Peter Parker as a baby. That was the leaked plot about a year ago. I don't know how it changed, but it doesn't really matter because this movie still works. It's a very interesting non-superhero movie. I think Max said that it's not a superhero movie. It's not a superhero movie, and that is why Sony is to be applauded. Because Sony is right now the wild card. And you always need a wild card. The wild card is so important to the genre because the wild card will push your genre forward by taking chances, by doing wild things. Even if you don't like this movie, you should celebrate the fact that this movie exists because this movie represents a studio willing to take big swings and try things. And sometimes when you try things, you don't succeed. And if you don't like the movie, you will say they didn't succeed. But they tried. And that is awesome because Fox used to be our wild card. We needed Fox. I was very, very disappointed when Fox got bought out by Disney because Fox, with their X-Men movies, were the wild card that was pushing the genre forward. They gave us stuff like Deadpool, Wolverine, or Logan, I should say, movies that Disney would have never made because Disney, they were risks. We're getting an R-rated Deadpool 3 only because Fox set the standard with that franchise. Disney would have never done an R-rated Deadpool if they started it, if they had it from ground zero. It's your wild card that pushes the genre forward. And we lost Fox, and Sony is now our wild card. And they went and they said, you know what? We're going to take an obscure Spider-Man character that most people don't know, and we're going to build a movie around her. And she's not even a superhero. Her only power is she could see the future. And that's a fascinating power, actually, because you've got a villain who's very, very powerful. And the only way this person can beat him, she can't outmatch him in strength. It's just knowing what he's going to do next. Perp compared this movie to Happy Death Day. Excellent comparison. This is a wild concept of a movie, and thank God for Sony taking these big swings. And we should never shame them for that. That is it's a wonderful thing.
You know what? You're right. Sony has taken big swings.
I see. You know how if that was great, Joe. And if I could, DL, it's your show, but I would like to add
before we begin, hold on. First of all, let me take a little sip of the Pepsi, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Make sure it doesn't blow up.
Pepsi killed Ezekiel.
Right, all the fireworks.
Oh
But-
man, thank you, Pepsi, for killing the villain. You will forever be my favorite drink in my lifetime.
I heard someone say. I heard
See you,
someone say.
bye.
I heard someone say. Actually, it was a Pepsi villain origin story. It was how Pepsi
Yeah.
with the fireworks
Yeah.
and all that stuff. It turned
Somebody
Pepsi into a
bring.
villain, a super
They should have
villain.
made Pepsi Man as a Marvel character in this and make a movie out of him.
But anyway, without
Oh, my
further
God.
ado, what?
This is the origin of Pepsi Man. Oh my God! Yes.
I was gonna. There we go.
Okay, let's say, without further ado,
Let's get ready to rumble!
all right, let's
Let
debate
the ring.
begin. Let's debate
well,
begin.
if I could put in there before I forget, because I forget. I'm very critical of Hollywood executives and movies, but when I hear a budget's under 100 million, I'm not gonna give a pass to trash. I didn't think it was trash, but I give more room. I for what they accomplished under 100 million. I think they did a decent job.
I don't think this movie is going to make his money back, though. That's the
Right.
thing.
I think
I think it is.
Hey,
Bradley.
25. Do you hear the reports? 25 million in 6 days. Do you know how much that is a day?
well,
Yeah,
worldwide,
but it has
though,
like all these
$45
Worldwide,
deals
yeah.
and stuff like that with other countries that eventually with
it'll
licensing
definitely-
and stuff, it makes its money back.
This
It's
is a
gonna-
good rental too.
The,
This
the
is,
key
Crash
thing
and
here
Crash.
is the marketing was had to
We'll
have
make
been-
less than the Marvels.
in a movie with this low a budget will will also have more chances for profitability on VOD too and
Yeah.
rentals because it's such a low budget. So I think it actually will make some
I think
money.
it's fair to call it a bomb either way. And we're also in a difficult position in this debate where I'm sort of where I agree with all the faults and all the criticism. I love the movie for it. I really
I don't.
enjoyed myself.
You can like
I
the
don't even
movie
know what
all
side
you
I'm
want.
on.
I mean, bro, I'll tell you this.
I had more fun than Aquaman 2.
Hold on.
I like
There we
Aquaman
go.
too, actually. I'm gonna wear
Whoa!
one.
Wait
I'm
a
gonna wear
minute.
one, like-
What? Wait. What did you just say, Max?
I had more fun than Aquaman 2 or Blue Beetle.
I like
Oh, I agree with 50% of that.
Blue Beetles. I like Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle, I think, is definitely better than this by a lot. But yeah, I agree with you on Aquaman too.
I will say this.
Aquaman 2 made
Madam Web. When I first saw this movie in the theater, it was fucking packed. I don't know how your guys' theater was. It was packed like it's an actual MCU movie. And it was Valentine's Day for sure, but it was packed. And not only that, when the movie ended, there was an applaud. The people clapped at the end at the movie. I mean, hey, God bless them. They had a good time. No, they had a really good time. When
I applauded at the end.
There was a time when there was a part when Ezekiel came into the diner. There was a black woman in the behind was like, "Uh-oh." It was like, It's that kind of audience we got. So God bless himself for enjoying the movie. But I was like, wow.
I'll say the same. I went to 11 a.m. on a Wednesday. Now you guys think to yourself, who the hell's going to the movies at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday? People are at work, people are at school, whatever. It was at about 50% capacity, which is kind of surprising for that time of day.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Do you think? Yeah, my theater was packed too. Do you think there's a conspiracy, or can we do something like Sound of Freedom, saying like, "Hey, our theaters were packed. What is going on?"
Well, I mean, it just
What is
depends
going
on
on?
the theater. How much? Like, I don't know.
Why are you afraid of Madam Web? Why are they afraid of Madam Web? Why are they afraid of it?
What do you mean afraid of Madam Web?
Because they're lying. Because my theater was packed and everyone's saying it's a bomb.
Well, let's not forget that in our country alone, there is 50 states, and however many theaters there are in the world, there could be different demographics for different locations, whatever.
I know. I'm just being an idiot.
Yeah, I know. But like, even then, it's like that probably is like an exception to the rule. What Blue Jay was describing, a packed theater, because like I'll tell you right now, it was not packed in my theater, and I checked all the show times of how they are. Of how the other showings were, not packed at all either. So
what time did you see Madam Web? I saw it at 6 o'clock.
1
at
o'clock.
night.
I saw it at 9.
Okay. Yeah, that one was like, it was surprising. Like when I looked at the seats, it was it was gray, mostly gray. I was like, wow, this is almost like an actual Spider-Man movie. I wish it was that the case.
Yeah. So let's start with Dakota Johnson as the title character, Cassie, Madam Web.
Oh, you poor woman. Oh.
Pretty much, if you like her performance in 50 Shades of Grey, if you like her performance in other movies she's in, it's the same thing. No. The Suspiria was the only role where she actually felt like a different.
I like
character.
how dark she is, like with the rest of the people, especially at the baby shower when they're like. What's your favorite memory?
Oh yeah.
She could have just not put it in there, but she put it in, and she's like, "Well, why is yours blank?" Because my mother's dead.
Because my mother's dead.
During childbirth.
Hey, that part was.
I was like, "What?"
Okay, that's the part was actually kind of funny because the way parts of her performance, she doesn't really give much of a shit about this movie. But I mean, there are parts of it like the baby shower scene. The way she delivered it was like, my mom died, and I was like, oh no, she, like that one was kind of.
She's a little dark. She's a little weird at the beginning.
The
way she interacts with other people.
She's kind of
the part I laughed out loud.
She's guarded. Like she cares about others more than herself. I would say she's kind of guarded.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like she's a very likable person. She
Yeah.
does seem very selfish. She seems very,
Is Madam Web supposed to be likable though? I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. They establish early on that she's supposed to be very standoffish, and she's not a people person, and she's got this social anxiety.
So distant they ADR'd her voice.
Yeah, she's guarded. She's only open when she's trying to when she's on her job, right? When she's actually on her job working as a paramedic.
Like when she wouldn't take it was really funny when she wouldn't take the picture, and her partner Ben, it was like just take it and throw it away later. So
I can barely fold it. It's like cardboard.
They're like, I can't even fold. And then she kept it anyway.
There's a couple really funny parts. Okay, first of all, they wouldn't let the Sweeney lady in because she was adopted or something.
Yes.
So she could.
That wasn't adopted. No,
that was weird.
Her father married.
Really funny. And then every single
somebody else.
All the paramedic scenes involved her doing the was a
CPR
thing.
In the heart.
Like she was in a fire. She was like CPR. It's like every single scenario. No matter what, it was like
Ben didn't do anything.
Just so they could show like those girls. I'm going to teach you CPR. It's like there's everything was CPR. It was crazy.
Oh, I always wanted to
I think
see
they
that
changed it
one.
up a little
Bad
bit.
Times at the El Royale.
Yeah, that
I
was
just
a good
never saw it.
movie.
I never saw it. I liked the trailer.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sean.
I thought that was like really kind of like
You're
not
muted,
funny,
yeah.
but it was just
You're muted. It sounds like you're muted.
What in the world?
Who's awkward?
Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway.
This
But
movie
yeah.
had, like as Joe said, this movie had like a lot of very awkward dialogue where they were just characters just standing
Dude.
there.
Well, okay, that's
They
that.
didn't
Here's
have
the thing.
anything to say.
There is this movie has some. It just feels awkward. Like there's a lot of weird pauses sometimes. Like the part where she gets the drawing, it does feel a little weird. But the part where I'll say this. The opening, well, not the opening, the setup where you meet Cassie, it's not a bad setup. Okay, you meet Cassie, you kind of get to know her. She's hanging up with Ben Parker. And I was like, okay, I mean, it's a little dull. It does things kind of drag, but until when she gets her powers, particularly when she's at her apartment when the bird hit her window.
I love that scene.
Well,
Thanks for reminding me. I love that scene.
Things go. Hold on. Things
Yeah.
kind of get downhill for me because when the bird hit the window,
Yeah.
and then she when she uses her powers or whatever. Okay, you establish
That was a cool
that she
editing
got
trick.
I loved it because there's lots of learning your
I like
power
that
scenes in
editing.
comic book movies, but this one, it was like something small and subtle that she's like, maybe I can change the future. And that
Yeah,
was
but,
great.
but
I like
here's
the way
the
they did it
problem.
with her
But here's
opening
the
the
thing,
window.
though. But here's the
All right,
here's the thing, though.
one at a time. One at a time.
Well, yeah,
Blue-
but like, here's the
Blue
here's the
Jay
thing,
and
though.
then Perp. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. But here's the thing though. Like when she saved the bird, and then she has to say this extra weird line. She's like, "I guess you don't have to die." I'm like, what? That came out so awkward. I was like, why do you what? Like you could have just visually, tell us, okay, she uses her powers for this bird that she saved, but then but this movie thinks the audience is so stupid. It was like, oh, she didn't do this. Oh, she did this. Oh, okay, but like, I guess you didn't have to die. Like, you guess you didn't have. What does that even mean? I guess you didn't have to die.
I'm gonna interrupt Perp because he messes up a lot of things.
Nope. Perp, go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Gosh darn it.
I was gonna say I had a good point. I like because you see a lot of time travel movies where they go back in time and they're afraid to alter it. It was refreshing to see someone that could predict the future and like, oh no, it's okay if you could see the future, but if you go back, if you go backwards in a lot of these movies, you wreck everything like the Flash, But I like seeing because you do see it, but not as much as time travel and going backwards. So I liked seeing what the future could be and that it's okay to change it. And then that line made a lot of sense to me, Blue Jay. Oh, you don't have to die.
Yeah,
that was
I mean, sure,
it
it
landed
made
for me.
It made sense, but I feel like much of the scene just already drags, and it's kind of like I get why it's supposed to be a setup, but I feel like that extra line of dialogue is a little unnecessary, and it just, like I said, it just came off flat. Like, I guess you didn't have to die. Like, why you say
Oh, we got a couple super chats if that's okay, DL.
Go ahead and read them.
So Voltaire, $1.99. Is this better than Ghostbusters 2016? Yes,
No.
for me.
No.
Anyone else?
Ghostbusters
Oh,
2016 has some.
yes, undoubtedly. That one.
I mean, I like
I
Ghostbusters
couldn't stand that
2016
one.
too. It wasn't
Absolutely.
good, but I had fun
Ghostbusters
with it.
2016 is garbage.
Oh wow! I like something that Joe thinks is garbage.
I hate Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh, Chris Hemsworth found us funny there, and I like the lady
I
Ghostbusters.
didn't think it was funny at all.
I mean, I didn't like Ghostbusters 2016, but I think it's way more palatable than Ghostbusters 2.
It has Leslie Jones in it. It's
And Cal making it rain with the $5, saying Voltaire 325 is cheap.
Ooh,
Thanks, Cal. I
calling out Voltaire.
I could get a whole case of Pabst Blue Ribbon with that. Thank you.
Voltaire's not
You just
even
threw a-
on this stream.
You just
Wait a
threw a
minute.
$5 bill.
Yeah,
It's
why is it
Voltaire.
He only paid
Oh,
$1.99.
wait. Oh wait.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't even pay attention to who gave the super chat. I apologize, Voltaire.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to manage.
I know,
Yeah,
everybody.
you
Cal,
$5.
Cal was like,
He said
Cal was like,
$5.
hey, you pay $2. Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Pay $2
I
don't know.
appreciate that, Cal.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, I did not like that bird.
Thank you, Voltaire.
Yeah, I did not like that bird scene. First of all, that was so ridiculous that a bird just comes in and crashes on the window.
That
Like,
happens.
that was so. I guess so. I don't live in New
I've seen
York, so
crazier
I don't know.
things happen. Yeah, there's a lot
But,
of
I
windows.
know,
in New York.
a
But
bird
yeah, but
did
like-
hit my window one time.
Yeah,
But
it
it
happens.
just seems so jarring and weird using that, that whole thing. It's like, why couldn't they do something with the cat instead? You set up the thing with the cat, like feeding it milk. It's like us strays got to stick together. But like,
That bothered me. Yeah, everyone knows.
you should look
Everyone
up
knows.
Catwoman,
cats
right? Instead of
can't
Batman,
have
you should look
milk.
up Catwoman.
cats can't have milk.
Yeah, that really bothered me. Cats.
But this
cannot
was
drink milk.
'92. They didn't. People still gave cats milk in '92. Joe.
Yeah.
It was
Wait,
but this is
Well,
Well,
how come Michelle
2003?
Pfeiffer was scarfing down all that milk when she became Catwoman?
Yeah.
because she's not a cat. She's a human.
No,
She's
people
a human
gave
cat
cats
Catwoman.
milk
cat.
until only recently.
She was
I
Catwoman,
believe they
she
were like,
needed
"Oh,
milk,
it's not
so
the
she
greatest
drank
to
all
give
that
cats
milk."
milk."
But that wasn't even
Cats
milk.
like
That was
milk,
like an
though.
alcoholic beverage that looked
Tim
like
Burton
milk.
disagreed with Crazy Joe.
That wasn't even milk in Catwoman. That was an alcoholic beverage that looked like milk.
Didn't she go in the refrigerator and drink all that milk?
No,
Maybe
she got it
she
for the
did.
cat.
Why is this even a
She got-
conversation?
I don't even know. But anyway, my point is,
Yeah, whatever.
point
Madam
is,
Web rules.
the way the way she got her powers activated when she fell off the ravine from that that car hanging off the bridge. Okay, that was very strange. So you needed to get into you need to fall into a ravine to have the powers activate, and then what triggers her having visions of what's about to happen. I'm guessing it's
Loud noises!
because every time there's a loud noise, the thing triggers her vision in the future or the past or the present. It's just the rules of her powers don't make
Wouldn't that make sense with the ending?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess
Yeah.
with the with all the stuff
But how
going
did the
on.
other characters get there?
We'll
How did the
get
other
there.
girls get their powers? How did they get powers?
They don't explain that at all.
None of it was
None.
explained.
Hell
None
no.
of it.
How Dakota? How?
I love that. I love that this
got her
was not a
powers?
superhero movie.
Yeah,
at
she
all.
got her power. She got her powers when she was born.
No, we're
Those
talking
three
about the
girls,
other
other
characters.
girls.
Now let me.
Oh,
let
no,
me-
no,
movie
they
was
don't
about
explain
this guy
that.
that freaked out about the superhero movie.
I don't think
Now,
they
let
did
me-
You know what?
because they're not superheroes
This
yet.
is not a superhero.
Well, hold on. Let me make something perfectly clear. I am not disliking this movie because it's not a traditional superhero film. If you want to do something different or you want to have the different genres, I'm completely okay with that. I prefer
Pace.
that sometimes, actually. Not everything has to do with the typical superhero formula. But the
Right.
problem is when you are marketing this movie that there are superheroes in here, and that's the main part of the plot. That's first of all, that's misadvertising. And then the plot that they gave us right now, right, what they gave us in the movie still doesn't make sense as a film by itself. I agree with you to an extent that there is a good idea in here when you scoop away all the piles of crap on top of it. Yes, there's an interesting concept in here, but the way it's executed
Yes.
is not very good. Like
love-
there's a lot of stuff that does not add up in this movie. Like for instance, when in the very beginning, when they're in the Amazon and
The best
when
parts.
her mother was, still, she was still pregnant with Cassie, right? First of all,
Oh my.
why are you going into the
Liter-
jungle being
literally.
pregnant? why?
Literally.
Why are
The
you doing
baby
that?
was going to be born like.
that. It didn't make sense.
Yeah,
until they
that-
explained it.
That was in the movie.
They explain it.
It's still dumb. Like
No,
the
it's
first-
not.
No, that's a half-ass.
You had a
I would
chance.
I gotta
to
say-
take
rap to the father.
unborn
Like,
child.
I also got to dispute the marketing.
Yeah, I think
selling
you
this
hire
as a
someone to do that
superhero
for
movie.
you if you're
That's
pregnant.
not in the marketing. I mean, you get a brief shot of them in these costumes in
Oh.
the trailer, but the trailer's not selling this as this is a Spider-Girl movie. It's not there.
Everything in that trailer was
God.
in that movie.
Yeah,
Why is it in the
False marketing.
posters? There's character posters of them in
Everything
the costume.
in
All
that
that on
trailer
web.
was in the movie.
Okay, so
Marvel's more
I'll-
disingenuous with that stuff, where
Yeah,
they put
I'll-
stuff not in the movie in the trailer.
Yeah, I'll meet you halfway there because, like I said, the trailer was so bad it didn't even how they marketed it, like it wasn't fully 100% like a superhero thing. Okay,
No.
maybe I'm just because I've seen the Spider Girls in there and there's a super villain in
But at
there.
the
I'm like,
ending-
it's kind of superhero.
Like
The ending,
it goes to
people,
show.
people went at the ending. People would going at the movie would assume to get the costumes at the ending at least. They fight the final villain with the costumes on. That's
That would have been cringe.
I mean, honestly, would
Hey,
that
Joe.
have made the movie any better? No, not really.
no.
Nope.
Them in costume were pretty cool. I thought.
That's like
I thought those costumes looked bad, man.
I
were
feel
bad.
like that would have sold out the movie. That would have been a
I don't
different
think they-
movie.
I don't think they were amazing, but I thought they're pretty good.
But let me get back to that intro in the jungle. Okay, so she's searching for these super spiders, these really big red spiders.
Arañas.
That if somebody gets bitten by the spider, they'll get some sort of power. Not every spider's the same. Like they some of them will give you spider powers, some of them will give you telekinesis, some will give you transfiguration, whatever the stuff. And this is the thing that's supposed to cure some sort of disease that her mother was trying to research, whatever, right? So Ezekiel was there with her in the very beginning. She shoots her in the right in the chest, and she's about to die. And then you have these native
Arañas.
spider people.
Oh my god!
Native
Oh my
spider
shit!
people?
That was a weak
Oh.
part. They were kind of
That part
they
I
weren't
laughed
horrible,
out
but it was like
yeah.
different.
That was
I
great.
was just like, well, first of all, when they first appeared, that editing was fucking atrocious.
Dude,
Just
when they were carrying her
They
and,
used the same thing
and
twice.
jumping on the trees like
They used those
Tarzan.
things. They used
like-
the same
Dude,
shots
that shit
twice.
was goofy as fuck.
They
It
used those
looked
same
so
shots later on in the
terrible.
movie.
That was one of the weaker points. I agree.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do, and it's
The
just as
spider
bad.
people
Dude, they literally, hold on, literally,
in the Amazon.
it was like
What?
this.
It was Peru.
Hold on, stop it. It was like this. Just hopping up the trees like this.
Yeah, sideways.
And why did they stop Ezekiel?
In a sideways
They
shot.
didn't even bother to see Ezekiel. It's like,
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm about to get to that. I'm about to get to that. Hold on. So they carry her to their cave where they go to this magic. They have this magic spider bath water
Arañas.
they put her in to. I don't know what the point of that was.
But
I
it's
guess
comic accurate though.
no, it's
I don't
not.
know.
I don't
No,
know.
it is not. No, it is not.
No,
There is
okay.
no spider people. There is no. There
Arañas.
is no red
Baptism and
spider.
spider pole.
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry.
She's
What do they call it?
baptized.
How did I
Baptizer.
defend it, Jacob? That's my
Like,
argument.
she got baptized in a spider
even know
pole and
what-
saved her life.
She got. Well, no, hold on. So no, they take
Arañas.
one of the red spiders and it bites her right in the chest, and then they give birth to Cassie, and then she just dies. And then
He's
the
like-
native people was like, when she grows up, we will
Yeah.
tell her everything. Okay, so wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. So first of all,
Arañas.
if the native people had all that time to carry this pregnant woman
Arañas.
to their cave and put her in the spider water to baptize her,
Spider water.
Baptized.
Spider soup. Can we call it the spider soup?
spider soup, sure. Why did they not go after Ezekiel? Why did they not
Because
stop him
they're
first?
peaceful spider people.
Peaceful.
Peaceful,
And, like,
peaceful
harpoon.
my
About healing.
ass.
We're like,
They-
you know
They're
what?
about
You know
healing.
what?
They're not about.
Peaceful means
violent.
don't stop. So
They're
peaceful
pacif-
means
They're
don't
pacifists.
stop this man that's
They're pacifists.
stealing this spider that
Oh
will cause
my-
ramifications for bad stuff to happen in the future. So that
They-
just means
they- you
don't
know
They
they-
got there too
Okay.
late. You ever get there too late in a movie? They got there
So they-
just after.
Spider.
Oh,
But they're
man.
able to get this pregnant woman jump up
Arañas.
in the trees and
They
go into
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was the
cave.
priority, right? Saving a life than taking a life. Their priority. The
But
spider
that-
people.
Yeah, the arañas.
The spider
That's
people want to save
I need a
lives,
drink.
not taking
Hold on.
lives.
Yeah, and plus
That
he
was
had a
the
gun.
priority.
And
And
plus
then-
they
There was a
were
baby.
probably like, man, he
You
shot
really-
a pregnant woman. We're not doing
Diao,
that.
you would rather them go
This guy
after
means
Ezekiel
business.
and take a life than save a baby?
My
How dare
thing
you,
He
is
had a gun.
my thing is
He shot a
why
bunch of them.
can't they do
Do
both?
both.
Because there's more than one
Does he have a
spider
gun?
native
They need.
there, right?
They're like
He has a
they're like
gun.
the Care Bears.
person.
It's like Care Bears stare. They need all of them to
Yeah.
do the
Yeah.
spider people aura to save.
Arañas. Arañas
What?
tonight.
And they thought
One
they had
person-
enough to save them both, and they didn't.
You know what
Maybe
he said?
if they had- Maybe if they had even more spider
Shut up,
people.
Voltaire.
Let's get the
No,
curse.
no.
Yeah, it's like
One-
the Care Bears stare. Care Bears stare. Spider people.
Did they have like?
Save this lady and her baby. Oh, we didn't have enough.
What the hell is even that?
I want to know why. I want to know why Cassie's only has
Daddy,
able
chill.
to see the future, where Ezekiel has a lot more than one powers. Like,
Well, I don't mean to interrupt again, but Voltaire 499 DL. Shameful that you were reviewing this film. Don't pile on. Filmmaking is hard in the studio system. Wah! Wah!
All right.
I got
moving
Voltaire's.
on. Moving
Arañas.
on.
So anyway,
Jesus.
why did
Oh.
the villain? Why did the villain have more than one power, and Cassie's only had one power? Like,
well, hold on. Before we get to Ezekiel, there's one other problem I have not addressed about this stupid cave and the stupid native spider people. So okay,
Arañas.
So-
I'm interested. I want a whole spin off of them.
Yeah.
so
The show.
Amazon.
Spider
No.
suit.
How about no?
now, when they birthed Cassie, please explain to me how they went from these native people
Only her mother birthed her.
birthing Cassie to her getting to New York. How did she get to New York?
Arañas.
Did they portal her to the New York? Did they?
Well, they didn't explain that.
FedEx
Yeah,
Did
but I
they
don't know.
drop her off to the foster system in New York?
Yeah, yeah. She said she grew up in the foster system.
How did they get to the foster system?
Oh,
They're in the middle of the jungle, and
Brother,
they're
wait a
native
minute,
spider
no, like-
people.
Well, oh yeah, the
They waited
Fosters.
for
Oh yeah,
other
the
explorers to come out. You guys.
oh
wanna
yeah,
take
the
this?
Fosters were like having a field trip in Peru, and they come across this baby, and they're like,
Yeah.
we gotta take care of this,
Maybe-
and they just
That's
every
what-
fucking
Maybe that
hole.
man. Maybe that man. The man who, when she came back to her, revealed everything to her. Maybe that person took her to New York. I would just assume that.
Yeah. I mean, he had a bandana. I mean,
Yeah.
I just need
You could
to
tell
know
he traveled. He had a shirt on.
I just need to know the passage of time. How do we get from point A to point W? I don't
Well,
understand.
The whole
The
disorientation of the movie is to put you in the
Also-
perspective of the Madam Web, who is also being disoriented
funny.
with time.
All she knew was that her mother died
So this
giving
movie
birth
is
to her.
secretly genius. I'm
All
telling
she
you.
knew her mother died giving birth to her. Like, who told her that? Who told?
Maybe it's
I
one
mean,
of
when
those.
they handed her
Maybe
the
it's one of
foster,
those
like, tell her her
plot
mom's out in
devices
the
in these
Amazon.
movies, like we wanted her to live a normal life as long as possible because she is one of us.
What?
But yeah, like some sort of line
They
of
want,
dialogue like that.
they want to have a normal childhood.
She just
Because
wants to be a
eventually
normal
she's
kid with
gotta-
normal problems, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, can I just simmer down now? I just want to say, just a woosah. I just want to say, here's something I want to touch upon about this movie, okay? And that is the director. Her name is S.J. Clarkson. Now, I want to preface by saying this is her first directorial effort. Well, film-wise, this is her first film debut. I want to talk about her previous works. She has done TV, but she has done 2 episodes of Daredevil, 2 episodes of Jessica Jones, and 2 episodes of The Defenders. So she has some experience with Marvel related projects. So going with Sony makes sense, but the problem is this is a Sony Marvel film. So
Well, yeah, it's a similar thing with when we talked about Venom and Morbius, because they got Ruben Fleischer and Andy Serkis, and they're both respectful directors, and it's like the material that they're given is just like not good. And now, while you have that up, can you please pull up the writers for this movie, please?
I'd like to point out S.J. Clarkson. I'd like to point out S.J. Clarkson was also signed to direct Star Trek 14 before it fell through, but she was one of the directors attached to Star Trek 14.
That's when they say we have a director in the cast, and even though they're coming back, they're like, what?
You did Daredevil, and you probably love her episodes. You guys love her stuff.
Yep. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, since you brought up the greatest writers of all time, these are the writers behind the movie of all time of 2022, Morbius, the Living Vampire.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but they also have some really
Yeah.
solid movies to their names, like Dracula Untold, which is one of the best Dracula movies ever made.
Now,
I don't know. I gotta rewatch that.
I don't.
About that.
Now here's
They
the thing.
also did Power Rangers 2017, which I liked, and they also did
Oh, yeah.
Gods
Yeah.
of Egypt.
Yeah, Gods of Egypt.
hell
Gods of
yeah.
Egypt's a pretty good movie, and I never saw the Power Rangers movie. I'm not a Power Rangers guy, but I've heard
Oh,
nothing
no.
but good things
It's a
about
good
that
movie.
Yeah,
Now-
people
now
who like
look-
the Power Rangers really dug that movie.
Now look.
I
Now
didn't hate the
Now
movie.
look. These writers. I mean, that might be nice guys. No, I like most of these movies. I see Dracula. I haven't seen Dracula. Last Witch Hunter was alright.
Oh,
I like
God,
Vin
no.
Diesel.
No, I didn't like that one.
Gods of Egypt is a guilty pleasure. I love that Power
was
Rangers
Vin Diesel,
movie.
the Last Witch Hunter.
Y'all
Yes,
being
Vin
fair.
Diesel. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be
I
No.
the
like that
studio
one.
shill. Go off on me, Chad. I'm gonna have to be the studio shill and say this is not a writer. None of those are. Those are all studio interference. And
I
with
mean,
what's kind of sad is that within this one, I think, when you said this is the director's name, I think there was a lot of directors in this. It just happened to be like
Well,
the money
My
suits and
theory
stuff like
with,
that.
with
With
this
all
and
these
the
mandates and
movies
shit.
is
Go ahead.
these scripts were sitting there since the OG Spider-Man 3 trilogy because they were talking about these movies back then. And then when Venom took off, they just like resurrected these scripts and had minimal work done on them.
Which I'll
Because
say.
a lot of them have an old school feel. They have like an older superhero movie feel.
I'd like
Well,
to
see-
point out that screenwriter Josh Olson, who's responsible for the movie History of Violence, got very upset on Twitter when people were blaming these writers. They said, "Imagine being this guy," and he's like, "What's this thing lately with people blaming screenwriters for movies they think are bad? Almost feels like a concentrated effort to deflect blame from the responsible parties."
Yes,
Well,
I
the
can't figure it out.
dialogue.
Watch me figure it out.
Can't you blame them for the dialogue?
How do you know they wrote that dialogue?
Which,
Well, you can, but like.
well, actually,
you,
it
and
does
you can,
have.
but you could change it. I mean, actors always, while they're filming together, always change the dialogue in between takes, though, to make more sense. Like it's not exactly, you don't exactly do word for word. If it doesn't make sense, you can improv it a bit, change it around, add a bit.
I mean,
Now,
they
here's
clearly
also-
did that, and it still didn't work, and that's why
Now-
everything was 80 yard.
Now,
Hold on.
I once again try to meet you halfway on this because it is
For
not
concept
fair.
basis, damn right I do.
It is not fair to just like point fingers at one specific thing. So yeah, and it's like with the director too. Like you said, her track record was pretty solid too up until this point. I do think it's a lot of studio interference. You are right, but with the track record of what we just named with Last Witch Hunter, Dracula Untold, Gods of Egypt, that's not great. And Morbius. So it's like, I'm not
Which-
really shocked. I'm not really
I
shocked.
will now, according to I'm looking at. Look, Wikipedia is not the greatest of websites, but this is the only thing I'm looking at right now. Is that apparently the director said that Sony has given the crew full creative control, and they want to go for like Sony's answer to Doctor Strange. I mean, I can kind of see that, but they don't have that Doctor Strange budget.
Mhm.
And I don't creatively freedom. I mean, if that's what you show, man. Jesus Christ.
So let's move on. Let's talk about Ezekiel.
Oh boy.
My God, what were they thinking
ADR.
with this?
I mean,
Dude,
his dialogue was bad.
This is some of the worst ADR I have seen for a film. Most of his dialogue, it doesn't feel like it's even matching when he's opening his
Yeah.
mouth. The tone of his voice is like this. Oh, these three women are going to kill me, so therefore I must go after him. That is literally his tone the entire movie.
And
Do you
doesn't-
know where they are? Do you know the
And
location?
literally,
Where they are?
literally sometimes whenever you show him, it's in a dark area, and it's just like his head is turned, and he's just like, "We gotta find."
You think they used his voice in
chat?
ChatGPT to do it? The ADR
Yes.
too?
Maybe.
They might have just like, he's like, you know what, just do ChatGPT. They probably didn't get him in there again. And
No,
you
using
can
that.
fly me out and give me a little bit more money, or you can use my voice in ChatGPT.
I just want to know what was in the filmmaking originally for them to ADR everything that he's saying, or 90% of what he's saying. Like, what was in it originally? Like,
he probably pissed off the director and just say "fuck you."
Well, these superhero movies, a lot of them, they change so much from
There
when
was,
they.
there's
but
rumors
not to
that
this degree, though. Like,
Yes.
it's like
Yeah, they do.
yeah, it was crazy.
it was insanity. Like, how?
There was a lot of parts that didn't even feel like it was ADR. I feel, and I've only seen it once, I feel it was only ADR'd to match the scenes after, which were also ADR'd. So sometimes I even feel that they were trying to match things. I got to see it again to confirm that.
But then again, like
what I think it is those rumors. There could be merit to some of those rumors that a time period shift happened mid-production. And so they have to like account for like certain lingo and shit like that. If it took place from the 90s now to the 2000s, you have to redo dialogue. So they did it all ADR.
but, like,
That's if you believe those rumors. That could be one of the reasons why it's like that.
like the ADR, like you can tell parts of it. His face is covered, you know, and like I said, his head be turning when he's talking, and then him and the masters are like, "We gotta find the girls. We gotta find the girl. We gotta find the girl." And then you can clearly see his lips are moving, but the shit doesn't match, and it's just almost like an anime dub, and it's just like, it's like we gotta like, I gotta find a girl, like it. And then on top of it all off, and okay, here's also the weirdest thing about Ezekiel. Okay. So your whole thing is that, oh, I don't want to get killed by these three Spider Women, and then they keep showing him being knocked out by this building. I'm like, aren't you a dude
thrown
with
out
spider?
of a building?
Aren't you a dude with spider powers? We see him
doesn't
jump
have red,
from
though.
a building.
But can't
He
he
doesn't rev.
survive that fall? Didn't he do a superhero landing from 30 stories later on in the
Yeah,
movie?
I think
I'm like-
I think yeah, he did until the Pepsi killed him. Part of the Pepsi sign killed him. It's true. My problem with this villain is how is he able to turn invisible? Because the girls are able to see him, but nobody else could until later at the end. Adam Scott was able to see him eventually at the end, but like there's like times where nobody could see him and some people could see him. Like, what the hell? What did he explain any of that?
I
They're
don't
using
know.
slasher logic.
I don't know if no one could see him, but I think they just got knocked out.
It was slasher logic.
No, but
I
like-
think one of the legitimate, really good positives was, and what I wanted from the movie was the subway scene. I think worked really well. I liked when he was taking out the cops one by one, and they still couldn't find him. They still couldn't trace him. I thought that was working in sort of slasher logic, which
That
I
was
thought.
that was an okay sequence. How he was taking them one by one.
Yeah, it seemed like the movie was going to take off then.
the scene in the subway. I think. Well, I'll say there is some, like, even though we're shitting on this movie, there is something I actually kind of marginally like 1.5 things. Okay, like some there's mostly the effects. Half of it look. I mean, with her in like the web where she kind of like knocked out in that car. That okay. I mean, it's nothing much, but I mean, it has like that. I guess the like Doctor Strange look that they were trying to go for. I mean, it's one of the visual cues that's actually interesting to see, and the three girls. I mean, I like those actresses. But their characters are just very one note archetypes.
Nothing.
It's just you got Isabella Merced, who is basically it's just funny. Isabella Merced is like Leonardo. You have Sydney Sweeney, who's like a geeky, nerdy Donatello, and then you got the black girl, so Celeste O'Connor, who's a mixture of Raphael and Michelangelo, down to the point where she has a skateboard.
Now that you said that, I that's why I like it. I felt the camaraderie there, just like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, and
then she threw the thing at the Madam Web, and she's like, "You didn't see that coming? That was great."
Yeah.
Oh my god,
That was a good moment.
Yeah,
out of-
you didn't
out
see
of the
that
three
coming.
good.
We saw that.
I loved it
We
too.
saw that in the trailer, though.
I
That was
loved
in
their
the trailer.
banter. That was great.
See, out of the
Man.
three girls I like, I actually liked Celeste O'Connor. Maddie Franklin.
I
She's-
didn't like Celeste O'Connor. She was probably the weakest of the three.
But yeah, I mean, she's one of them. I think I can tell she kind of, try to get some personality going. But like, I mean,
I like to eat. That's her personality. She likes to eat.
Oh,
For like
City
5
Street-
minutes, that was so anime. She
No,
kept
her-
ordering shit. I was like, "Yo, you just
her
said it
character-
yourself."
City
I
Street
thought-
tried.
her ca-
City Street didn't try at all in this
She's
film. She
rich.
didn't
That's
bother.
what anime
Yeah, I
has
thought
money.
Hold on,
Sydney
hold-
Sweeney was the weakest.
Yes.
I don't understand why she's so popular. Like, why?
Well, you shouldn't judge her. by
Is
this
she
movie, to be fair.
popular? Is she?
Yes,
I mean,
she is.
people like love her for some reason.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
I
get
saw
it.
I saw some scenes from Romantic Comedy with Glenn Powell.
And
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
that movie
yeah,
wasn't much
anyone
fun
but
at
you.
I
all.
want to take my. I want to watch
It's
that with my wife.
It's a
That
very
movie doesn't
it's a
look
very
good.
by the numbers romantic comedy.
Well,
but
she
there's-
was
there's some
popular 'cause she
TV
was in that
scenes I saw
show.
on Twitter.
There's
Like, ooh.
nothing by the numbers about Madam Web. Let me tell
But
you
she-
guys.
Oh,
she was-
Even you haters have to admit that. There is nothing. You can't compare it to
Okay.
anything else.
Okay, well, because here's the thing, like the
Supergirl.
okay, well, here's the thing, the three, like I said, the three girls, Celeste O'Connor. I mean, she's all right. Isabella Merced, her I mean, she was
the
just
Scream
nothing.
actress that was fired.
Can I just say something? Anthony Beltray. Last of Us will save her first because she's in Last of Us season 2.
Oh, she's in
And
Last of
she's
Us.
Oh,
right. She's gonna be
Hawkgirl.
Dina.
Yeah.
She's gonna be Dina and Hawkgirl, which good for her. I mean, I'm glad that these these
that's
actors are putting in better material after this thing. Because Celeste O'Connor, she was in Ghostbusters Afterlife. She was one of the side characters. I just forgot what her name was. She's gonna be in Frozen Empire, so she'll still be in better things. This movie's not gonna destroy their careers.
This movie was
They'll
great.
be fine.
Thank you, Joe, for doing that. That was one of my another favorite scenes when she said "bless you" and she's like, "What?" And she sneezes like a minute
I
later.
bet you in 5 years,
And I would have
bet
thought it
you-
out if you didn't sneeze, Joe.
I bet you in 5 years, people will still be talking about Madam Web over Ghostbusters.
Bless you, Perp.
I
Yeah,
hope, I
this
hope not.
movie,
Bless
this
you.
movie's going to do quite well when it hits Netflix.
It probably will.
Well, like Morbius. I mean,
You
You
everybody
can't
has
stop
Netflix.
and it
so-
won't stop. You will be caught up in her web.
You become
So-
your web.
Okay, so speaking on the girl, since we started talking about it, there's this one really dumb sequence of events that happened. You probably know what I'm about to talk about. First of all, they had like Cassie has all three of them in the middle of the forest, and then she leaves them for
Oh my
3 hours to go back to her apartment, and they expect these 3 girls just to stay in the forest by themselves for
And
3
not
hours.
to mention,
Stay
you
here.
have
What else is she gonna
No,
do?
slasher
and not
logic.
to mention
Yeah,
that you have a
Flash-
Watch the
guy.
Friday the
you have
13th
a-
movies. They do dumb shit like that.
Hold on. Not to mention, you have a guy dressed up in a cheap. You have like one of the Spider-Man suits from Spider-Man 3, cobbled up together with some red yarn from Hobby Lobby, going after you guys.
First of all, you need to take them
Slasher
with you
logic.
wherever
Knowing-
you go.
Well,
Knowing
that costume,
Wonder Girls-
costume
They do
was
this
Knowing
in
Wonder
slasher
Girls is
movies
gonna
all the
knowing
time.
Wonder Girls is rebellious too. Like she's
The freaking dude
And
with
then-
a shotgun tells the girls in slasher movies, "Wait here," and they all wait there.
And then yeah,
She
like
said,
you
I
said,
don't know what to
happens all the
do.
time.
it's
I need
slasher
to watch
movie.
a horror
It's
movie.
slasher movie logic, which is stupid as fuck.
yeah.
So
Hell
they,
yeah.
they go to the diner when they were
Hell yeah.
instructed not to go anywhere.
With the
And then
greatest musical drop I've
when
ever
they
heard
are
in my
on the
life.
run, when they're on the run
Toxic.
from not only Ezekiel but the cops and the authorities, what do these 3 girls decide to do? They
To the
decide
public.
they decide to get on top of a table and
Table
start
dance
dancing in
Dancing
front
for
of
boys.
boys with Britney Spears Toxic playing in the background. Or
Well, it
you-
started when they were in the.
are you
Okay,
No,
kidding
that
me?
was
Dale,
that
you're-
was a
you're
girl
completely-
bonding
guys-
moment
oh,
to help
God.
her gain her confidence.
Yeah,
because
and it's
of these
typical.
characters-
You guys are completely missing the beauty of this. Okay, in the forest scene when they started walking, they dropped
Help me, man.
the Toxic song.
Oh,
So in the middle of them, just in the middle of the
God.
forest, there's a random. So it's like, what the hell is going on? Why are they playing this music for these girls talk? It was like the most awkward, but yet beautiful and original.
It just came out.
Get it?
music
It's
drop. I guess it really
2003. Get it? It's
It is. Britney Spears is big
2003.
back
Yeah, but
then.
it's
It
just
was
a
big
weird
back then.
drop to do when these girls are in the middle of the forest.
And
What
there
they
was
were
a
trying to do was a
blockbuster in this
transition.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
oh, I
makes
was
no
excited
sense.
about the blockbuster.
And then
Oh,
here's
oh,
another thing. Here's another thing. How did it take longer for Dakota Johnson to get from the forest to the diner than them walking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What the heck is that?
She had to drive around. She had
Do
to
you
drive
know-
around the forest.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? There is
So we can
People
have a cool
could-
sequence.
hold on, Max, hold on.
Truck.
hold on. There is one thing about this movie. There is one thing. People compare this to Catwoman. There is one connection to Catwoman. Is that they played Fergie Scandalous, which was already played in Catwoman. Remember that basketball scene where she was twerking up a storm?
Oh, no. Okay.
Part of
That
Catwoman.
was the song choice. They knew what they
I
were
don't even know
doing.
that scene. I have to watch that now. Now I got to see.
I
that.
don't even know that song. I saw this movie and I don't even know that song.
Scandalous.
They
Ooh.
definitely gave a shout out to Final Destination 2, which I believe came out in 2003 with that log thing with the car stuck behind
Yeah,
the
I
log.
kinda
I was like,
felt
oh, that's
that
a
too,
nice little
Perp. I
shout
got
out. At least
that.
I saw it.
I
yeah.
got that. Yeah.
Like, I
I've
understand.
never seen Catwoman.
You've never seen Catwoman?
No, I refused to watch it because Catwoman wasn't in it.
Good on you.
Good,
Good on
good.
you.
I know what you
But
Good.
like, I understand.
That makes the
that-
movie better for me.
Yeah, I understand the girls dancing on top of the table in the diner is supposed to be a bonding moment. However, that is a terrible time to have a bonding moment, especially you're not supposed to even be causing a scene in the diner when you know that the authorities are after you and Ezekiel is coming right behind them.
Yeah,
So,
but you're
no.
forgetting something,
They're
DL.
dumb
You're forgetting
teenagers,
something.
DL.
They're teenagers. This is what teenagers do.
Okay, wait.
Teenagers are dumb and-
Just because
They
they're
don't
teenagers,
listen.
Wait
They
a
don't
minute.
use their
because they're-
brains.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
wait a
teenagers
minute.
are dumb in slasher movies.
Wait a
I can
minute.
confirm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I always had the girls dancing on tables when I was a teenager.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in diners.
I'm
Denny's.
gonna-
Roadside
Come on,
diners
we got lit in
specifically.
Denny's.
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold
I
on.
spent many late nights in
We're gonna-
Denny's. I know the shit that goes down.
No, we're
It's
going
when
to
they can't
shut-
find an Applebee's, they go to a diner.
Hold
That's
on.
what- that's usually
No,
how it works.
no. We are going to shut down this narrative right now. I am so sick of the excuse of teenagers are horrible people in real life, so you have to write them unlikable in every freaking
No, we didn't
movie.
say that. We just said they're dumb.
DL, you can't shut it
They're
down. You know
likable.
why?
There's
It's true.
there's a dumb likability to it.
Is there annoying teenagers? Yes, correct. But
That
not
doesn't mean
People
every,
shit, though.
living in this house. They don't listen.
but not every teenager is like that. Not some teenagers.
I
have
know. They
Most
showed
are.
that in the movie.
Some
Yes,
You
and-
get,
one
and
had
you
to
have to
convince
get a
me-
collection of
and
three
one had
people
to
Denny's
who are-
Sweeney's
who are-
character,
who are-
yeah.
to get up there.
Sydney
The one
Sweeney
guy-
was the one that wasn't like that. She got dragged
Yeah.
off by the others. She didn't want to tie
was
her
the-
shirt up and dance on the table. She
It
got
was rebellious. It
peer
was
pressured.
It was the
Oh
other
But
my
one.
she
god!
did it,
Just
Joe.
because you
She
write
did it.
rebellious character doesn't mean you have to make them stupid. God
You
damn!
don't have to make them stupid.
To be fair, everyone was stupid.
I mean, you're being
My
think
daughter,
they-
my
they-
son
I
was an
think they
honor
got
student.
teenagers.
I think they got high in the
Being
woods,
checked out
then
by
they got the
boys.
munchies and started dancing on tables. That makes
My
a lot more sense.
my teenage daughter is an honor student and she's stupid because you're just stupid at that age.
Oh my!
I mean, especially around
Wow, I
boys
cannot believe
checking
you
you
said
out.
that.
If
Teenage
you-
boys
if-
checking you out.
If you're on the run from the law and being chased after by a by
Yeah.
a spider person, like I would not be doing all that stuff,
Oh,
man.
They're
Bingo,
homophobic
senior
over,
nerd.
DL.
You
They're
shouldn't judge a
homophobic over.
movie
They're
if you
being-
refuse to see it. I stand by that.
Even John Connor understood the urgency of the situation in Terminator 2. Like, come on now.
Right!
Come
Oh,
on!
And this is supposed to be a Terminator movie.
And all three of these characters were better than John Connor because he sucked in that movie.
Oh my fucking
Easy
god.
money.
Oh my!
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
Guys,
That's
here
not-
a toast.
Part of the reason Terminator 3 is better than 2 because they got rid of Can't Act McGee.
I can't believe what I am hearing right now.
That was it. That was weak sauce.
Madam
PK.
Web for president.
Man.
Can we nominate
Fuck
a
off.
movie?
I need a
What's
Pepsi break.
Blue Jay with these teeny bottles? Look
I
how
need a-
hardcore I
Yeah,
am.
drinking- yeah.
I need a
It's like a-
Pepsi break.
Crown Royal. Crown
Okay.
Royal. Peach.
You're drinking
God
alcohol
damn.
during-
How much
Oh,
is
wow.
that? Crown Royal's expensive.
God, I
My
don't
grandma
drink.
gave me 2 bottles of these things
I'll tell you
for
what.
my
I don't.
birthday.
I don't drink alcohol, but I'm strongly considering it tonight. Anyway,
I'm like not even halfway, and I'm already started drinking this shit.
can we talk about the editing in this freaking?
Oh
movie?
my god!
It is so freaking bad, man.
This is
The quick cuts, quick editing, like
Yeah.
shaky cam, close-ups. I didn't understand anything going on in
Bro,
any of these action sequences.
Catwoman. See, here's the thing. People compare this to Catwoman. I didn't. Okay, when people compare this to Catwoman, I expect nothing but Catwoman was a fucking demon of a bad film, like through and throughout. I was expecting everything wrong with it. This, I don't think this is. It's close, but Catwoman, the editing on that film is atrocious. It is like edited by a fucking crackhead.
I don't even understand Catwoman. I tried watching.
Because
I don't
they-
even remember it was
when
bad.
but this movie pretty much rides Catwoman's editing. Everything just, you have these random ass zooms out of nowhere when they fight, and then when the spider people drop, and then you got one dude zooming, and then bam, 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 and then bam, bam, and then whenever, like I said, watch. The director loves to flip the camera around whenever she's like, whoa, 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 and I shut it off. Hold on, and then you got the car chase going on like this, like just shaking the camera like it's Michael Bay. Like,
Oh,
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay shade.
Michael Bay had better action sequences than this movie.
Yeah,
There,
yeah.
I said it.
damn.
I said it, Perp. There you go. Michael Bay had better directed action scenes in this movie.
Ryan Landis is. See, it makes a lot of sense. This is what young people did before social media and TikTok. You see, the Tide Pod Challenge. in
Oh, you guys are
2004.
just, you guys are
That's
really
the stuff they
giving
do
this
now.
movie so
Why
much-
aren't they going to dance on tables back in 2003?
Oh, you guys are really giving this movie so much excuse right now.
Well, it's true. I mean,
Whatever you.
it's not an excuse if it's true.
Okay.
I remember back in the day, the weird things these kids would do in the diners. I had a girl running up to me going, "Talk to my hand, talk to my hand."
I think
Like,
you're
who the hell are
generalizing.
you?
I think you guys are general. I think
Hey,
you're general.
but not every teenager is like that. Can we
You're
have
gen- you're-
teenagers that have common sense? Can we
You
have
guys are
teenagers
generalizing
that
a
aren't
bunch of
annoying?
people right now.
Like,
We
That's
have
the
that.
time
problem.
ago, movies
already
didn't
have that.
Common sense.
I'm down for the new era of dumb teenagers. Bring dumb teenagers back. to
No,
movies. This
no.
was refreshing.
No.
I mean,
No.
every horror movie has dumb teenagers.
Exactly. This was trying to be a horror.
Just because they do doesn't mean they should. Like, God. But anyway,
Not all of them.
God,
we need more We need more better veteran teenage characters because they
you
exist.
know why? We got this guy. He's a better teenager. There we
I
go.
mean,
We
there
need
you
more
go.
of him.
There you
Who's
go.
that?
Miles Morales.
Oh,
Stranger
yeah, but
Things.
his last movie sucked.
Another drink for the crazy Joe.
Stop it. Get some help.
About to be drunk.
hey,
All right.
if Blue Jay gets drunk on air, we'll see that.
Fan service, the movie.
Okay. Oh, actually, that's a great transition. Thank you, Joe. Because let's talk about this fake service, this fake fan service, not really fan service. We're gonna put it in, but we're gonna take it away at the last minute. What
Oh
was the
my
point of them putting in Ben Parker and Mary Parker? And what? Why? Just why?
Dude,
Like,
why
there's
not?
no point. There's no
The-
point.
How was there no point? He was one of the main characters.
You could
He
have
was
had
a partner.
anybody.
He protected the kids.
I mean,
You
sure.
could have
Ned-
changed his name.
It
Like,
could have been anybody.
Lily,
really.
they had
Could've
it
been
there
a
just to
different
be
film.
like, oh look, it's Uncle Ben. Oh look,
And not to
it's
mention- and
Peter
not to mention
Parker's
the
mother. Oh,
And not to mention the amount of Easter egg, the amount of like Easter eggs. Like, oh, I don't want to get shot in Queens. Wink, wink.
wink, wink,
Was-
nudge, nudge.
What's the baby's name? Oh no. This is my favorite part. Ben was like,
That's
hey,
where I
was
think.
hold on, Max. Hold on. I'm like, Max. No, Ben was like, May, I just met a girl. What's her name? Be like, or
Yeah,
be
they wouldn't
secret.
say
Like,
it.
we
you
know
can't
it. We know it's
Are you gonna-
Aunt May. We know it's
like
Aunt May.
you're gonna play coy with your Easter eggs? Are you kidding me?
And then Emma Roberts playing Peter Parker's mother. That's very interesting. But anyway, at the baby
Isn't
shower,
she for horror movies too?
yeah, she is.
Yeah.
It was a
and
Scream
then-
4.
Scream
Slasher
4.
or
Yes, Fortin.
or
Freaking The Black Coat's Daughter was one of my
Oh.
favorite horror films. She's in that.
But literally, the pregnant at the baby shower, be like, guess what the baby's name is? We know it's Peter. We know it's Peter.
didn't even
Stop
say
Then
it.
why do you
boy.
need him to say it?
Amazingly mediocre.
Because they want people to feel like
Yes.
they're smart for knowing. Oh, I think
Because
Yeah.
Max, the only
Dale
people that
feels
will see
angry
this
for
movie
knowing.
are people that know Spider-Man. Like casual audiences.
Yeah, why do you feel so angry
Yeah.
for knowing it's Peter
Yeah,
Parker?
just say it. Just say the name, right? Just say the name.
they want
Just say
people.
the
They
name.
want the audience to feel smart, like they know a secret.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Peter.
Oh,
You hear all
oh,
the people whispering in the theater. I think that's Peter.
I don't think normies would
think
see this
this-
movie. Honestly, I don't think normies would see this movie because you don't care about Madame Reb.
Now,
No, because
would it make the
Yeah, but-
movie better if they did say May or Peter?
This
No,
movie's
no,
not highly,
no.
highly intellectual.
But the fact that you're dangling keys
I'm-
at me like I'm a baby, like, dude, insulting my intelligence, man.
I'm not gonna like.
This
I'm not gonna.
movie is
Che-
for
I'm not gonna.
intelligence.
I'm not gonna cheer in the crowd. When, oh my God! They said Peter.
That's what you guys are asking for.
Well, what I was gonna say, this probably might be where
That's what you're asking
Chris
for.
Stuckman might actually know something about, like they were gonna go lean into the Ben and Peter thing harder, and it might have made
Mm,
you know.
Don't
That's
get me
what
everybody
started
thought.
on- don't get me
Everybody
started
thought
on
it was
Chris
that.
Tuckman with that stupid video of his.
Yeah.
Everybody thought it was about the birth of Spider-Man. It was,
What
but nope.
Now,
Anthony Cheeseman, what movie do I give shit to?
I'll tell you, I watched that
Yeah.
Stuckman video. I thought DL made it. I'm like, oh wow, look, a whole half-hour video just to trash the Sony verse.
I would make a video about that. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on the Chris Stuckman situation, but just like, he's already made it clear before that he's not going to make negative movie reviews. So it's like, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do.
And that's literally what he did. He made a big negative review.
I mean,
He
he
did a review on it.
he went then to criticize Sony's live action movies and how they're made. So he kind of did. He kind of did it.
I just meant the studio interference part. Like maybe there was something really cool that they were doing with this movie before Sony changed at the last moment. With
Yes, it was
It does
clear
feel
that it
like
was
there's
supposed to be a
something, yeah.
Terminator situation.
yeah,
That Ezekiel was originally supposed to, I think, was supposed to go after Mary Parker while she was pregnant with Peter, and Cassie was supposed to stop them with the help of the other Spider people. But like,
The other, like, they can't work with that scenario and Madam Web and these girls.
but here's the
I
thing: the
think
whole.
that would end up being the problem. Is
But
that-
then-
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, because I'm sure what ended up happening is that they want the lead, Dakota Johnson, to be active in the movie. So in the other Terminator version, what I imagine is, oh, I know this is gonna happen. I gotta activate these girls to do all the action to save May, Aunt May or whatever.
Or Mary.
Yeah, Mary. Sorry. So it would have her take like almost what's it, like a guidance role rather than an active role, you know?
But can't she do the exact same things? Like what's stopping her from doing the exact same things she did in this version?
Well, in the other version, she would do the things to activate the girls, but then so the girls could save. Like, why else would she need the girls? That's why, like,
Because she could see
because
the
that's two
future.
different plot points. It's
mean,
like,
she-
okay,
She
why would
she
she?
didn't fight in this movie anyway.
Yeah,
So it's
Yeah, I
like,
kind of like that.
she didn't fight.
yeah, don't get me wrong. I do not need Madam Web to fight. I don't need her to fight. But
Yeah.
just like, I mean, I just don't see how, they can't
Anything
just,
could work, Anthony.
yeah, I just don't see how they can't apply that similar thing with, helping Emma Roberts, protect her from Ezekiel. Like, they could easily have done that, because this whole thing with Ezekiel is trying to prevent his death from these three spider people from being thrown out of a window, even though he could easily survive that fall. Like, it just doesn't make any sense at all.
Or
You
he
know?
can just move. He can just move to a different place. Like, you don't want to live in that night. You're a rich man. You have
You could-
plenty of nice apartments to go in other than New York.
Yeah, if Madam
You-
Web
you
can change the
just-
future, so can he, right? Like you can necessarily.
Right. This dude can tell the future. And I'm just asking the question: how much
And-
power does a spider give you? That's just my question.
Yes, King's Portal. Emma Roberts is Mary Parker in this movie. Peter Parker's mother.
Yeah,
I'm not
she
kidding.
is.
Can I just have to say this, man? The husband is bad. Peter Parker's father is a bad husband.
Yeah,
Not
where's
there
he
for
at?
pregnant. Why
Where's
He's
is
he
he
always
at?
gone.
That guy was nowhere.
I don't
to be
even
found.
know. I don't even know.
What the
I got
hell?
confused at one point. I was like, "What's going
What
on?"
the hell?
Well,
exactly is going
wasn't
on
he
here?
like a
There's a
spy
weird
or
situation
something?
going
He
on
was
here
like,
with the bro.
He was like, he was.
This
weren't
is
they
not
like
the-
secret agents or something?
This is not the same
Oh.
continuity as the Amazing Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
bro.
but
It is now.
yeah, but isn't that all the continuities?
No,
Isn't
he's
it
either a spy
comics-
or a
comics
scientist. He's
too?
Cyber Styles.
Oh my God, they should intercut
It
to
differentiates
that
with his
scene in
father.
the
He's
plane.
sometimes a spy or he's sometimes a scientist, right? Like, right?
I'm
It's
gonna
like
do a
sometimes
cut
it's
where
Yeah.
they
different.
intercut.
Yeah,
Where's the
yeah.
dad? It's like,
Richard, where are you, Richard?
Like, what the heck? What's the
cut to the
Yeah,
scene
he
where
didn't
Amazing
show up
Spider-Man
for the
2.
birth of his son. That's wow, father of the
Yeah.
They
we
should
not
have
a-
called him Dick Parker.
Oh yeah.
Like seriously, like you're not even at your wife's baby shower. Like I don't understand that. Like so weird.
When I first saw it, I thought Mike Epps was like. I thought Mike Epps was gonna be.
Oh,
yeah,
Mike
Mike
Epps
Epps
is
in this
in
movie.
I like this
Yeah.
character.
Like they didn't give him anything funny. I was waiting for him. I was waiting for him to say something funny. You know, I mean,
No, he's
he
playing
had
it straight.
I
He's trying
saw
to be a
his
serious
name in the
actor.
I saw his name in the credits. Who was he?
he was the
chief of the
dude-
paramedics in command,
I-
right? He was the commander
Yeah.
of the paramedics,
Oh,
right?
he looks a lot different from Scream 2. Like he's changed. I mean, it's
yeah,
25
it's been a while since he has been anything other than it's been a while. They could have. I'm just waiting from. I was waiting for him to say something funny. He could have said something about the Benjamin. Talking about some 45, 47,
No, yeah, it was a
It's-
comedy.
30.
It wasn't a
gosh.
comedy.
Can I also
Come on,
say
I was
that
waiting for him to say something funny.
Can I also say that his death was so telegraphed?
Yeah.
So freaking telegraphed. It was
Well, yeah.
hilarious. I'm like,
Because Madam Web saw it.
yeah, Madam Web saw it, so it's like, oh, she's about to die. Okay, here we go.
But
He's
she
about-
offered to drive, and he's like, no.
Nope. And so it's like, oh, yep, he's about to get hit in
Yep,
3,
watch.
2, 1. Poof! Like no attempt to stop it. Like it just happens.
Well, she
Wow.
just was rescued fell off a bridge. So I wouldn't let her drive either.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's true. Just ask. Well,
I was thinking about that when it was happening. The scene was happening. I'm like, well, I kind of understand why he won't let her. She's recovering from falling into a river.
She was in water a lot this film, huh?
And I was like, nah, I don't want you to drive.
She was
It's a
wet a
shame
lot.
Shazam wasn't there. Shazam's good at stopping cars from
Just
falling
funny,
in the
though.
water.
She was wet a lot in this film, Cassie. She was born in the water. She drowned. She fell in the water. She had to go back.
No,
the guy
no
pushed her in the
figure.
water.
But don't worry, as long as you do CPR, everyone will be okay.
Yeah.
Do CPR for everything. and you'll
Yeah.
be fine. I hope everyone learned how to do CPR after watching this movie.
Oh
You
yeah.
have to have three
From
people.
everything.
Yeah, you have to have 3 people when you get tired. I'm getting tired. Like
Hey.
30 seconds. I'm getting really
30
tired,
seconds.
guys.
Okay.
Get tired.
Okay,
Like,
funny.
I will say this. Now, I wonder. I'm gonna ask you a question now.
Yeah.
The people down here, they have. I want to see like DL, Aaron. What are the things that you like about this? Is there any good things to say about this thing? At least like 1.5 good things. Something. This is for
1.5.
DL and Aaron.
Well, we've already talked about it a little bit earlier. That I thought the sequence on the subway, not that whole thing of rewinding stuff over and over again. When Ezekiel was taking those cops one by one, that was a
Okay.
decent sequence, and
That's it.
like I want to give a positive to. Well, actually, you know what? Adam Scott as Ben Parker wasn't bad in this.
I agree.
I liked
I
it.
agree.
He wasn't.
Yeah,
bad.
he was.
think-
He was one of. Oh no, you go, Aaron. You go, Aaron.
I think of the actors who tried the most. I think he tried as the most. He didn't phone it in.
I mean, you can't really do bad with Adam Scott because I think he's like
No.
the kind of guy. He just like I don't know. He seemed like a very cool guy to hang
He's-
out.
He's a guy you could see that. Yeah, this guy is definitely a younger version of Ben Parker. You could see that, and yeah, I can see how the younger version of him, obviously, he learns wisdom, learns as he goes up, he gets more wise. He passes all of that knowledge off to his nephew. I can see why he definitely works as a young Ben Parker.
Definitely.
Right.
And I know this is not the Tom Holland universe, but like I could see
Yeah.
Marissa Tomei, Aunt May,
I
over there.
can see that work too.
Yeah. So I mean,
obviously, they
Like
shot
I
it
want
over.
to, I want to give positives to Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, Celeste O'Connor, and Isabella Merced, but their writing is just so bad in this. I can't give it a positive, even though I like them.
You say now that it's not the Tom Holland universe, but in Spider-Man 4, if Tom Holland pulls out his wallet and there's a wallet-sized picture of Adam Scott in there.
And
we'll see.
I mean,
That would
I hope
never
that doesn't
happen.
happen, but even though I do,
I
like
wouldn't
the
be opposed
Parker,
if it would
but,
never
like,
happen. I
I'm
don't.
begging today, Marvel
I mean,
Studios
I would
Control.
like for him to be. I would actually no.
Heidi's like, no.
I would like Adam Scott as Ben Parker if it's in like a different universe.
I mean, it's a weird thing though, because like if this movie didn't happen and they just casted him as Ben Parker, he would have been great. But like, the fact that he's connected to this movie is just really frustrating.
Yeah, I will
know.
say that now. Like I said, this movie has a basic concept that I think is a great idea, and just I just don't know where the hell. I mean, I don't know. Like Final Destination meets Terminator: Happy Death Day as a comic book film. You know what? I can get behind that, and it's just the fact that this movie caused the way this movie was caused. It just with this amount of poor editing, terrible acting, just dumb, stupid decisions, and like what else? Like, can we talk about the fact that Cassie had to leave the girls a second time to go to Peru? Oh man, this is
How did the villain not find?
That was amazing.
Wait,
How did the villain not find him in a week?
How are you going to Peru because you're running from the law? How
do you get to the airport? Did she,
That was amazing.
I like that her taxi was still there when she got back.
Yeah, true too.
Oh, I
Literally,
love.
What
I
airport she
love-
can use?
I'll take off the
I
plates.
love-
No one's gonna check
Hold on.
anything.
Dude,
I
she didn't buy her
love-
fake
snacks.
ID.
She didn't even
I
have a
love
guide.
the fact
ID,
that
like a
you
fake
have
passport.
you have Batman as Batmobile. You got Ghost Rider and his little bike. Madam Web and his taxi cab.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what did
That's
she do?
pretty
She
cool.
could drive to all the way to the airport with no
She went to
license plate.
Amazon
Like,
with
what did
just a
she do? How-
transport. She's boss,
Did
dude.
she go on the boat? Did she take it?
That was the
Also-
one thing I was like. That's the one thing I had the biggest problem with.
Also,
Like,
That was
how did
funny
this
as
villain?
hell.
she talks. No. She talks to Ben, and she's like, "Can you have these 3 underage girls at your place for like a week?" And he's like, "Okay."
Oh my!
I was like, "That's
How did-
weird.
How did the
That's
villain?
weird."
It would have been
Like,
hilarious.
not that he didn't do that, but I mean,
Without
yeah,
the
that he
crashing
didn't
too,
begin with,
Max,
but
he
not
even
to even
crashed
push
it.
back at all. But like, well, you think it's a
I
good
know-
It would have
idea?
been hilarious
I don't
if they
think
were
it was a good
table
idea.
dancing.
How did the
No,
villain
They
not
started
find
table
them
dancing
in a
in
week?
his
How
house.
did the
Now,
villain
hold
not-
on.
Like, oh, girls.
Can we also say how convenient, like, that there's this one scene when they're in that motel and they all 3 of the girls conveniently are saying that one of them, oh, my parents aren't around. One of them is one of them's dead. One of them got deported. The other one is
Just ignored,
halfway
just ignored.
Yeah,
across.
how is she
Just ignore-
staying in the? I was like, how is she paying
For
the-
6 months.
She would get evicted.
Yeah,
6
Like,
months.
do you have a job too?
He's
I
She's
don't
just
know.
lying to that dude over and over again.
That landlord must be the nicest landlord in all of New York.
That landlord's a guy from Memento. It doesn't
That is
remember.
Yeah.
not a
He
New
just
York-
keeps
New
playing
York
the same
landlord.
scam.
She'd be
Yeah,
out
it's
of
not
there.
a New York landlord because New York landlords would not be. The New Yorkers are not like that. But so that has to be aware.
You see, it's destiny. All of them are orphans practically, and they are meant to
All
be
of them are ignored by
together.
their parents. All of them like, yeah.
Like,
What
so-
is
What is
Or-
this? A
They
bath
had to have
family?
that
One thing-
social
one thing's
commentary
for
about
certain.
her dad being deported.
One
What is
thing's
it?
for certain, if they're all orphans, that means even when they wear their masks as Spider Girls, Joseph Gordon-Levitt would be able to tell their secret identities because they have sad eyes.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
that is a one point that was really stupid. When the villain had his person working on the computer and she matched it like in a second with the mask on. She's like, "Oh yeah, I can see what their faces." I was
So,
like,
so you're
Like,
telling
just like
me
that.
that
Just like
you're,
that.
you're
That was
telling me
stupid.
that
That
this
was
person
stupid.
can
Hack it anything.
recreate the people in your dreams, just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wear a helmet connect to the computer. To the computer. There you go. You got the exact copy of
Cerebro.
those
Joe
Cerebros
Perp,
to watch.
I think that's the one scene that you cannot
Comic
defend.
book logic.
I want to. I want to
I
see
defend
that Optimus Prime head there. What the heck?
Anyone understands what's
I
going on?
Don't bury the lead here.
It's a popcorn.
Oh,
flick.
that's sexy.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Mhm.
That's kind of cool.
Right. Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know when they were staying at Ben's place, how the villain was not able to find him in a week. When Cassie was all the way in Peru, the Amazon.
Yeah, you have such this advanced computer, but they can't tell you exactly where they are in that period of time.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Jason
mind
Bourne.
you, this
We
mind
got
you,
Jason
this
Bourne
takes
technology.
place in
Review stream.
2003.
I'll cover that on the MMB Live.
Jesus
another
Christ,
time.
is Madam Web.
Tell me the
Sure.
movie.
But like that's what I'm talking about with her going to Peru, the passage of time, like I was complaining about in the beginning of the movie with the native spider people and how they
Oh,
got
yeah.
Cassie to
The arañas.
New York. How? Please.
Araña magic.
Oh, and mind you, this movie takes place in 2003.
Hell
So the immersion
Oh,
is yeah.
New York too.
And this feels like a
New York,
2003
New
comic
Jersey.
book
Yeah,
Hell yeah. It's very
yeah.
accurate.
It-
Jesus
oh
Christ.
yeah, I know.
Like the
yeah, that's a good
holdovers.
point.
It's like the
Yeah.
holdovers of comic book movie. That movie felt
Oh,
very
also-
I
70s.
like the
Oh,
LZL.
Kingdom, I'm just getting warmed
Early
up.
80s.
I'm just getting warmed up because we're not even done. We're not even done. We didn't even talk about this stupid ass climax at the Pepsi Cola factory with
Hell
fireworks
yeah.
going off. How are there fireworks at a Pepsi
You don't know what
Cola
Pepsi's made out of.
factory?
They got the secret ingredient that blows up. With
There was a
flares.
Pepsi advertisement this whole film. Like everywhere you go, there's a Pepsi advertisement. Everywhere.
You know what Pepsi's made out of?
There should be.
Maybe they already made a profit. Pepsi
Stop
paid
making
for
me
this
jealous.
movie.
I want to eat now.
Hold on.
Pepsi
Hold on.
paid
Not
for
gonna
this
do-
movie.
He's not going to do any
Ma-
better with the.
ma-
He's not going to help them with the box office.
Maybe Sony's laughing its way to the bank, and Pepsi already paid for this movie. They're already profiting.
Well, that's
Probably did.
well,
You guys went through my favorite line too when she walks
Marvel
up
had
to the mom in the
McDonald's.
flashback
Okay.
and she says, "Why do you hate me?
True.
This movie was made cheaper than a Super Bowl
Why do you
commercial.
hate me?"
This
Wait,
movie's
wait,
already
wait,
profitable because of Pepsi.
Wait, what line did you say, Perp?
I love the part in the flashback when she walks up to her mom. She goes, "Why do you hate me?" It's like, what she,
What?
You
Like,
didn't know
yeah,
her.
why does he? Why does
You know,
she?
that
shit
was
about
funny.
her.
That was funny. Why do you hate me?
I was like,
Why-
dude, you're making it all about yourself, bro.
You being all emo and
What?
just
Yeah.
for no
What?
reason.
That part was
I
funny.
can't hate you. I'm dead.
Why do you
Yeah,
hate me?
Sean Hickman said
Dude.
Bruce Banner was at a soda factory.
Very sour. You see your mom for the first time after she was killed in the Amazon. Why do you hate me?
I never.
No, I went to the Amazon to save you. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Her mom was the girl from Scrubs.
Madam Web
The
over Rebel
final
Moon.
season of Scrubs.
This movie was
Madam
amazing.
Web over Rebel Moon.
Well, that's
Dude, and then on top of that, they use the Aranya. They use the same footage of them coming down the trees like twice, like in,
No,
in
I'd go
different
Rebel
parts of the
Moon.
movie.
Rebel
I was just like, oh my god.
Oh,
I-
And
wow.
he
I
used
should've
the
just seen the same
building
shot
shots
twice in
from
a
the
block-
Spider-Man
in like a
movie in the
theatrical movie.
film.
there's a big difference between Rebel Moon and Madam Web. People will
You
actually
know what?
watch Madam Web when it comes to Netflix.
For your
That's just
information,
inaccurate.
I'll
Joe.
watch
People
part
watch
2.
Rebel Moon.
Dude, I
for your
watched Madam Web.
information, I was 8 years old in 2003. So shut.
I thought you were gonna say I was 8 years old when Rebel Moon came out. I
I'll
was like,
watch
bro,
part
really?
2 Rebel Moon in April. I'll
I
watch
mean,
part 2.
unfortunately, yes, I will see that PG-13 cut of part 2. But
Oh,
I really,
don't get me-
I
don't get
really
me
just waited
started.
for the director's cut. Yeah, that was a whole other stream. We don't talk about it now. But like that sequence in that Pepsi Cola factory, what the heck was that? I'm like,
what?
fireworks are going off, and then
Duck,
Cassie is telling him, "Yeah, duck, move,
duck,
hypocrite,
Duck.
lit."
duck. No, she said duck several times. Like the whole thing was duck. It wasn't choreographed at all.
Duck,
Another
duck.
thing,
Goose.
the fireworks, which I loved, by the way, the fireworks blew up brick walls. You could hear the
How?
walls.
Yeah.
You could hear the wall bricks like go. I was like, what is in Pepsi, bro? Holy shit! Don't
My-
drink that shit. You're gonna
My-
spontaneously
Which is
combust.
crazy. The entire
I love that
climax,
though. That shit
the
was
entire
insane.
climax is just Cassie going, "Stop."
It was like a
something hits the front
Hong
of her.
Kong, like early.
No,
90s
hold on,
action
Perp, hold
movie.
on, Perp. This is Cassie going like this. Stop. Something hits in front of Maddie. There you
In-
go. Stop. Something
in
hits
the
in front of Sydney
name
Sweeney. Go. And it's like that doesn't sound exciting. It's just stop, go this way.
Yeah,
like,
she's directing traffic pretty much. She's like SpongeBob as the
hall
hall
monitor.
monitor, like doing that. Like, God, I wish I had a picture of that.
Because I think the point of the scene was she could tell the future. That's why. But all they were doing was saying duck, and then she would hold like something in front of shit. Like I think it should have been played a little bit more like I think they were going for like Minority Report. Remember when they're in the mall and the pre-knock
which would have been cool. Which would
do
have
all
been
this cool little things.
Which would have been cool if it
To
was like
evade.
directed well. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I think that was
Madam
the intent of that. No, yeah, I was Madam Webster.
That's
I love
funny.
that. I love that.
I made that.
That's
Nice.
great. I love
know,
it.
Joe.
I love it.
Come to
That's a
think
good
of
one,
it,
Joe.
like I'm starting to think of. I know we disagreed on this earlier, but like now starting to think of it, like I know y'all didn't want to see this, the typical superhero stuff at the end, but like if there was any moment
Oh, I
for
did.
Madam Web to activate the Spider-Girl powers, it was there. It was there
Well,
at the
she did.
Pensacola factory. No, give her power. Give them powers. Give them something to do. Give
He
them.
gives people powers?
He tried to find them before they had powers, so he could
Wait,
kill them.
she gives people powers.
I don't know.
Tony
How
movie. I don't know what your thing is with Shogun.
How does she
Or-
get? That's the thing. They
She don't give
explain it.
anyone powers.
Or they could use the spider to
ain't rogue.
bite the three
Or-
girls and give
that's
them
not rogue,
powers.
They
She's
could
the
have
power
had
machine.
the red spiders. They could have.
Yeah.
Brought
She
back
could've-
the red spiders and gave them all powers.
No, she
Something.
wouldn't. That's not her job. She saw like she's just supposed to save these girls. That's it.
Who
Well,
cares?
just tell 'em how they get
It
the
doesn't
powers.
matter. This movie
doesn't
is all. This movie is
You
already
mean
a
you
lost
wanted her to go to
cause.
the Amazon, get the bites, and then Hope is like, okay, I hope these give you
Oh,
powers.
God.
That
It gave her
irresponsible.
powers.
Like,
It gave her
what the
powers.
F?
It gave her
What if
powers.
one of them starts
What do you mean?
convulsing and foaming from the mouth? She'd feel so guilty. She's like,
It's a
no.
comic book movie. Use comic book logic.
No, but it's a slasher. She's using slasher movie logic. She ain't gonna get a freaking monster to bite these girls.
Are you
Slasher
really going to
comic-
What if the
question?
arañas get pissed at her?
Are you really
Maybe
going to
it-
question?
What are you
Her.
doing giving our powers to these
Maybe
freaking
they
girls?
should have they should have ended like our parents.
Perp.
don't care about us
If you
anyway,
watch
Madam
horror
Web.
movies,
Maybe we
if you-
should go we should take a girls trip to the
Perp.
Amazon. Meet the
If you
spider
watch-
people.
if
That
you
would've
watch,
taken
if you,
that
watch,
girl-
you watch horror
field trip
movies,
girls,
right?
we're
You
going
watch
to the
horror
Amazon.
movies and slasher
Spring
movies.
break in the Amazon.
Jason Mike Myers take more punishment than comic book villains. Okay,
I think I just fixed it with my ending. Our
Yeah,
parents
I
don't
wanna-
care about us, Madam Web. Let's
Alright, let's
take
go to the
a trip
Amazon.
to the Amazon for a girls trip. We'll meet the spider people.
Yeah, and then those girls get like kidnapped in traffic. No, thank you, dude. She did the most responsible
Wait,
thing
actually,
possible.
wait a minute.
Kidnapped in
Wait a
traffic.
minute. Wait a minute.
Then,
Max,
then those girls are in Sound of Freedom. Okay, no, thank you.
Sound
You're
of freedom.
Wait a minute, you're actually onto something, Max. They could have brought them to Peru. Why not?
Right.
Have a girls trip, and then they meet the spider people.
My
and then-
father's deported. My mother's in an insane asylum, and my dad doesn't care with his new family. And then what had to happen to the other one? Oh,
No.
Yeah,
my
the same
dad
family-
my dad likes to pollute the world.
Max.
Let's
Hang out
go
with
to the
the-
Amazon.
The mother,
Dakota
the mother
Johnson
of the same asylum
He's a
is the one-
genius and says,
is the
"Hang
same
out with
one.
this pregnant lady instead."
Yeah, you know what? It's like, yeah, they should have just been a trip. It should have been a trip down the Amazon forest.
Oh my god, the balls of Dakota Johnson to put everyone in the same room to get killed.
But it's like they, but
With the pregnant, everyone's there.
I mean, it is a hotel room. You can't stay in a public
The
place.
balls, man. I love this girl more and more.
God,
Jesus,
Played
like,
it
it's just-
She played it 100%. I would get those annoying girls. Get out of here. Stay with this guy. I'm gonna go to the Amazon.
George
go on
Jameson
vacation.
in this. George
I think
Jameson
I think that's realistic. You guys are making
Wait,
fun of the
what's
making fun of the
J.
character
Jonah
actions. I
Jameson
thought the
do?
characters played it pretty realistic with this girl. Like,
Oh,
wanting to
please
do
stop.
this.
a young Jonah Jameson, a young Jonah Jameson, a younger Jonah Jameson.
What's
Not
J.
like an
Jonah
old one.
Jameson gonna do? What is he gonna do?
It'd be like,
This
be like a.
kid. You start to blog with the girls.
And he's
Fashion
wheezing
blog.
and he seems to have spider powers, and then somehow they turn on him or whatever. Or one of the girls, he goes after one of the girls, and now they basically reject him, and so he starts hating people with spider powers. And when he gets older and wants to date a bugle, that's his reason why he has a vendetta against Spider-Man, because he gets rejected.
Makes sense to me.
Evil Spider-Man had a cool costume.
I could have better.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great costume for Halloween, but not for a movie.
I'd wear it. Well, it looked good on
You
screen.
I mean,
I'd wear the
I mean,
shit out of that.
I would wear it for Halloween, but not for like an $80 million film. But
No.
to each his own.
Nope. Speaking of that, let's talk about this last. Okay, when they beat Ezekiel, right? And then,
Oh my god!
and then Cassie falls into the ravine again, and
Suddenly
then
he's blind.
yeah, like I don't know, she got electrocuted by something, like whether it was a firework.
I don't know
or
what happened. Why she got
live
blind.
wire or whatever.
I
Like,
figured I missed that part. Why was she blind?
there was
Maybe
some
because
there was
she
some
did the
live
multiple-
wire or fireworks that went off in her face in the water.
That could blind you.
Oh,
That could
true. I
blind you.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That could blind you.
And but
No, no.
wait,
I forgot.
they do not explain how she got paralyzed.
Yes.
Right.
They don't explain
Right.
that at all.
There's
She's
stuff
just,
fall under. There's stuff fall
She's
under
just
there?
lazy. What makes you think she's paralyzed?
She's a big Professor Xavier fan.
He's just like,
wait.
you know what? Screw this. I'm milking the shit out of this. Give me the dumbest
You know
looking
what?
glasses
You know
possible,
what
and
this
I'm
is?
just gonna
I'm-
fucking stand.
I'm gonna be
with this
Professor
shit.
Xavier, and
You're
these are
saying
my
she's
girls.
so lazy? She's so lazy she can't walk anymore.
She's
She has
beyond
to be-
walking. She's Madam Web.
She has to be in a wheelchair. Like,
She's
not paralyzed.
Pepsi
That
and
is
Fire
funny
No.
as hell.
how
Yeah,
did she
you know
get
what this is?
paralyzed?
You know what this is?
Perp, you
She's a
need to make
Professor
a-
Xavier, right? She
you
wants to
need
be
to make
Professor
your own
Xavier. You know,
version with
Professor Xavier has the X-Men.
Pepsi and fireworks
The
make
girls,
superheroes.
she's a Professor Xavier. She has the girls. The girls are her X-Men, X-Women.
Those Pepsi fireworks
Oh
are
my
taking that brick away.
god!
You know what? I
Or,
want,
or she's Oracle and they're her birds of
Or-
prey.
you know what?
Yeah,
I
or
want a
Oracle.
line. Hold on.
She-
I want a line from Madam Web saying, "To me, my Spider Women."
To the chat, my Spider Woman. To the
the
Spider
Amazon.
Play. To the Spider Chat. Whatever.
I'm going to the
Dude.
spider soup.
That entire final scene was
Was
so
hilarious.
stupid. It was so hilariously dumb. And
I
then,
like that final scene.
Those glasses
And
were
then-
something
I like
else.
that
I'm
too.
getting
I
a pair of
dug
those
it.
glasses right now.
and then, okay, so they didn't want to say with the great power comes great responsibility line, but they remix it. They
Oh, yeah.
remix it, and she says,
With great spiders.
With great responsibility comes to you. Wait, when you take on that great responsibility, great powers will come to you.
Yeah, that was
One thing that
See that in the
disappointed
bottom?
me.
See that in the bottom?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
One thing that really disappointed me is several weeks ago I saw someone post on Twitter. They showed Ben Parker eating a fortune cookie, and they said, "What if the fortune says with great power comes great responsibility?" I'm like, that would be awesome,
Oh
and I
my
really
God.
wanted that, and it wasn't in the movie, and I was disappointed.
Honestly, that would have been better than saying, "When you take on
It would have
great
been better if it was in a
responsibility,
fortune
great
cookie.
power will
You know
come
what?
to you."
Since you mentioned that,
What
that's
does that
even
mean?
that's even worse.
With
That's
great
even
spiders
worse.
come responsibility. That
Hold
should
on.
have been the line.
That's even worse in the Amazing Spider-Man
You know-
1. Do you remember the part about Uncle Ben saying, remember the
When you
the
got a duty,
chasm
you have a duty to do the good thing. That's
thing?
called responsibility. Like
That's even worse than
I don't
that.
even-
it's even
No,
worse.
it's not.
With great, when you take on great responsibility, great power will come to you. What?
I mean, I can see that, but it just comes off as just dumb.
When you power,
You
you
know, it would have
come.
been so much better if she said, "With great power comes great responsibility," and then Ben uses that, steals it, right? Like steals it for later.
Yeah,
right?
right. Why couldn't they just say that
Yeah.
verbatim, and then Ben
Yeah.
just takes that and says,
And then
it to
Ben has
Peter?
a beer and goes,
Hey,
you know
can I
what? I'm
steal
gonna
that? Can I use it? That's
as-
good. Can I use
that's
that?
just W.
Yeah.
Can I
like
use
that.
that?
You know-
That's good.
Or you know
Something.
who would have been a major like
If,
just-
if
just-
Ben would have gone Han,
you know, it would have been like a major just dick tease and stuff. It'd be like, with great power comes great responsibility, and he played the 2002 Spider-Man theme song.
Oh my god!
This one.
No. But then you have the reveal shot of Cassie in her Madam Web outfit. This final is shot like that, and then
yeah,
Madam Web is wearing the visors are so big on her face, dude.
yeah.
Dude,
They're like Steve Urkel.
it's
It
like
was
Mark,
Cyberpunk.
Marty from Back to the Future with those visor glasses. Like, dude, I mean, I get it. That's what
He
she
was in a
wears.
synthwave music video.
What if they
That's
put
what that-
Morbius in the next one? That'd be great.
Oh my god.
For what reason?
Yeah, they don't need that nerd.
No, the performance
have the-
Morbius,
the- the-
Morbius
the-
comes.
That would be if I was in Sony right now.
Yeah, we do need to
If
see
I was
Morbius
in charge, I would realize what I have here. I'd say let's combine Morbius and Madam Web characters
Well, I think
have
that's
an
what they're
adventure.
doing. I think that's exactly what they're doing.
because it
No,
would get
Madam
all those
Web's a
people that
different
want to laugh
universe.
at the movie and the meme culture that Joe thinks is a bad idea. It would get them together to go have some fun with this movie.
I don't even
and make it
understand
as
the
cheesy as
Morbius,
possible.
though.
So let me.
I will be real though. Chat GPT or AI could probably have done as good a script as this one. I will say
I
that.
don't think we're gonna see Morbius again until a Sinister Six movie, though.
don't
Like
think
they're
we're seeing
clearly
Morbius.
Well,
setting
that like
that
that's
up.
ever going to happen. I don't know.
Oh, that's definitely happening. They've been setting it up. That's what
Watch
they've been
That's
it.
doing.
definitely
Hit,
happening.
and just keep
Joe.
going.
Well, Morbius should not be part of Sister Six. They established him as a hero. That after credit scene in Morbius makes no sense.
None. It makes.
I
no
love
sense.
that after credit scene.
How do you love it, Joe?
They brought
Oh,
in
wait,
the Vulture.
But it
But there's
doesn't
no
make
Spider-Man.
sense.
Why
It
does
seems
Morbius
to
have a
me-
grudge against Spider-Man? No, why?
First of all, Vulture doesn't even hate Spider-Man. First of all, how does he even know that Spider-Man was responsible for bringing him into that timeline?
He
There's no
doesn't.
way. But she's just assuming that it might be Spider-Man?
Yeah,
Spider-Man doesn't have kind
I'd
of
assume
power.
it.
Well,
Are you kidding me? No. And then addressing what you just said, Aaron, Sony did say that Madam Web is its own separate universe. However, that doesn't matter. They can say that, but Madam Web is a multiversal character. So if they wanted her to interact with the other Spider-Man characters, they could do that anytime because she could just go to any other timeline and
She's
mess
going to
with
be
it up.
the next Into the Spider-Verse.
And that's the beauty of it. When they do a Sinister Six movie, they can bring in the three Spider Girls. They don't even need the same actors because it's 20 years later.
So they could easily just put this in wherever they want.
Virus Terrence.
Mhm.
This
This movie's
movie's therapy
legendary.
after Madam Web.
But like,
That's
what?
funny.
Wait. Did he say he needs the rapey after the movie?
No,
That's what it says.
Whoa.
Please don't
So
talk
bad
about.
I
Please don't,
needed the.
Oh,
That's what
please
it
don't talk
says.
about that. on
damn
the
it,
channel.
Joe. Damn
Please
it.
don't talk about
He
that.
wrote it.
No,
No.
but you don't know those types of
bro,
jokes.
just
No.
to get
we're
the
not doing
DL.
that.
You go.
But-
You go.
Madam Web.
He did it.
But going back,
Who did what?
T-Virus.
You
T-Virus.
know-
Oh, moving on. Moving
no,
on.
you know that's pronounced therapy. Don't do that. But what Sinister Six are we getting? Vulture, Morbius, Craven, Venom, Chameleon,
Carnage.
Craven
Rhino?
looks awesome.
Carnage is dead.
He'll come back.
Hypno Hustler, El
Rhino's
Muerto,
in it.
like what
Rhino's
is
and
it?
Craven. Rhino's and Craven.
Moon Knight.
Rhino. Oh, Rhino. There we go. Gosh,
Echo.
darn it.
Maybe Echo shows up.
Moon Knight, Echo. Yeah, from MCU. You're like, no.
I don't know.
Like
Maybe
I
they
don't,
go
understand,
Echo.
I don't understand
Maybe
this
MCU
lineup that
gives
they're
Sony
trying to
Echo.
do. I don't get it. But like,
I don't think
Man.
they don't know what they're doing.
They kind
I'll
of did
just-
it. They kind
I'll
of
just
did
be
a Sister
straight up.
5, right? They kind of did a Sister 5 of No Way Home.
I'll be straight up. This is an accident.
this
Like-
is an accident.
Like how can a studio like Sony can put out greatness like across Spider-Verse and then you put out stuff like Madam Web should be studied in a lab somewhere because I just don't
different
know. I
teams.
just don't.
Two
Dude,
different
this
teams.
whole
study it every day.
Sonyverse needs a documentary. Like,
It's
how
two
are these
different
movies
teams.
being made?
I understand that, but still, like you come out, but you have people who love Across Spider-Verse, right? And they should be aware that not many people like this Sonyverse shit.
Why can't
I
they
know that-
make a universe with the Into the Spider-Verse movies? Do spin-off movies of those. People
They
will
could've-
go see it.
You know what?
That's what
They
this
could
is,
have.
Madam
Hold
Web.
on. They could have
No.
just built up the Sinister Six within the MCU while simultaneously making the Spider-Verse movies. Make them just keep making great movies over and over again. Consistent money for Sony. Now you're just bombing your own shit now.
Madam
Yeah,
Web's
it's like-
part of it.
I wouldn't mind seeing Madam Web in a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. I want to see Craven in the
He's gonna be in
Spider-Man
it.
movie. I want to see Venom in a Spider-Man movie. Properly built
Venom.
up. Not these forced spin-off movies that they're doing. This is so bad.
I prefer what they're doing. prefer
More
what they're
power
doing.
to you. More power to you if you like it. But like, I just can't. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about before we do grades?
Oh, I know my grade, but yeah. Cool.
I think I know.
I'll just say this. I'm worried about the Amazon stuff. The news we got a
Worried?
couple days ago about Silk and Spider Noir. I don't care if it's Nicolas Cage possibly being in the show. It's still Sony produced. Okay, so I'm worried about that.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
a
see
cool
how that
character.
Yeah,
goes.
but Nicolas
Why?
Cage is hedge
Yeah.
honcho there.
Why would you care though? Like, I mean, who cares? Who makes it? Sony, Disney, Paramount, Warner Brothers. Who cares?
Because it's
I-
gonna be more of the same.
It's
with
studios.
Joe. He
Studios
doesn't
don't
want
make
more of the same.
movies. Studios don't make movies. Filmmakers make movies. Or
Okay,
filmmakers make
But
shows.
studios are responsible for hiring the filmmakers.
Yeah.
I think he's concerned
Oh
more of
my.
the same and lack of direction
Yeah.
with Sony, in his opinion.
Yeah, like
Nicolas Cage's direction. Let's go.
Okay.
when Sony hits it out of the park with a good Spider-Man spin-off, then I have confidence that maybe some
But-
other films.
But they
Some are
already
going to
have.
be good. Some are going to be bad.
They already have, because I mean, no matter what you think about Madam Web, Venom was very
Madam
well
Web?
received.
No, it was
And
not.
yes, it was.
No, it
And
wasn't.
yes,
Madam
it
Web
was.
was not generally received well.
And
Venom-
into the
Morbius
Spider Verse. Yeah.
Venom was well
Spider-Verse,
received.
but
Wait,
you have
do
to
you think
separate-
what was better received, BVS or Venom in your eyes?
Why are you going to BBS?
Just want to know because they both made the same amount of money. I just want to.
Oh yeah. Well,
Animation, you have
that,
to separate it. It's
yeah.
different teams.
why do you have to
Venom?
separate it?
Venom was mixed response at best.
Because think of it this way. It's more like how the DC has James Gunn focus on his universe and Matt Reeves focus on the Batman stuff. It's different
Yeah,
teams.
but they're all Warner Brothers. You're not talking about teams. You're talking about the studio. You're saying it's Sony. You're not saying it's the
I'm not-
Sony
look-
team that does blah blah blah. You're saying it's Sony.
They're ultimately responsible. Sony's ultimately
Yeah,
responsible.
Max,
Yeah.
you're right. They're ultimately responsible. I mean, I personally think they're making these bad movies just to keep the IP to Spider-Man. They don't want.
Well, they have to
studios
make
up
some
front.
movies. Yeah, they
Yeah.
have to.
But to me, it's no
But,
excuse to make them bad.
When the MCU
Purposely
blew up,
bad.
you're like, we own one character and the
You
character
think they're
surrounding one
making
character. Let's
you
make a
think they're making
universe.
purposely bad movie? You think they're sitting down and going, "Let's sit down and make a shit
think it's
movie"?
about
You
quality,
think that's
though.
the goal?
I don't think it's for quality. I think it's just them not wanting Disney to have eventually want full control of Spider-Man because Disney does.
Disney doesn't have any control over Spider-Man unless they give them control. They own the
Yeah, that's why they
rights
keep
to
making
Spider-Man.
movies.
Right. I
you
personally
don't
think
have to
they
make-
should
you don't
take
have to make
Spider-Man
quality
away
movies
from
to
Disney.
keep the
I don't think MCU. I think it's time to take Spider-Man away from the MCU myself.
I
But,
think some executives just, someone at Sony
Oh,
made a
shit,
lot of
yeah.
money. Just say, yeah, we have a whole
This-
universe here, Sony. Don't even worry about Marvel. And then just got all this stuff greenlit and got their producer money. And just like, yeah, do this project. And it's all going to tie together. Trust me. And then they're no
Yeah.
longer working there. They got their money.
Okay, it's time for grades. Thank God there's no mid-credit scene and credit scene in here.
I didn't
Oh, thank
even
God.
say, I'm like, there's never going to be a continuation of something. Just leaving.
Yeah, there
I'll
was
find out
nothing
about
at the
later.
end anyway. There was nothing at the
Okay.
end anyway. Thank God. But anyway, going to grades.
I actually
Overall,
had to tell people there's no after credit scenes or mid credit scenes because people thought there was. I'm like, I told them no, there's no after credit post mid credit scenes.
yeah. Overall, yeah. This movie is so bad. I can't. I just can't. I just don't know why these movies keep going. I mean, I guess there's a cult following for some of them, but just for me, it's just like it just makes me mad that these movies are continuing to be made, and there's other franchises that I think are better quality that give up after a few installments. So it's just the fact that this movie has more. These Sony films, they make more Sony films than the MonsterVerse. Let that sink in as well. So I don't know. I feel like it's wasted opportunities with these characters. They should have been developed in a Spider-Man movie. They should have been introduced in a Spider-Man film. I don't think these experiments aren't working for me. They're not. They're not. And I have no reason to think that Kraven is going to be a good movie either, or Venom 3.
Well,
There's four
Raven
movies in a
looks
row.
fire.
4 movies in a row that I don't like. So I have no expectations. I have no expectations for Kraven. I almost don't want to go see it, but I'm so mad. I can't do this anymore.
well,
I like
well,
I like the talent in here. I like Dakota Johnson. I like Sydney Sweeney. I like Isabel Merced. I like, but they're given garbage material to work with. It feels like they're not even trying. The plot doesn't make any sense. There's plot holes everywhere. The action scenes are horribly done. The editing is all over the place. They want to put in fan service, but they don't fully commit to the fan service. It feels like this movie doesn't know what it wants to be. Like, I don't know how this movie got greenlit. Like, I would rather see Batgirl than this movie. Can we bring back Batgirl? Can you bring back Batgirl? Because you released this piece of shit.
Grace Randolph said it should be cat.
We'll make it a double feature with Batgirl in this movie.
Yeah, how about both?
Yeah.
But man, like, I don't think Sony's gonna get the message either. It's most likely that this film is going to underperform at the box office, but it won't matter. They're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep making these garbage films until the wheels fall off.
As they should.
And it's just like I don't see this doing anything to bring in new fans of these Spider characters. Like I don't see any more fans of this. There might be one or two, like Joe or Perp, but as far as the majority of the movie going audience, I don't see anybody caring about this character. So, no, Madam Web is an E.
Ooh.
E for excellent.
No.
I agree.
No.
Excellent. Come on.
I can't do this. I can't. Max.
Hey, before Max goes, can I debunk something real quick? Anthony says in Joe's world, anything he likes is well received. Anything he doesn't like isn't well received. Well, that's a load of horse shit. I think he's responding to the fact that I said Venom was well received, and boom, look at its 80% verified audience score. If I tell you something's well received, it's because it was well received.
Oh, you're just gonna ignore Never mind. I'm not even had the energy for it. Go ahead, Max.
I gave it a 7 out of 10. But I still couldn't recommend people give their hard-earned money to it. I think it's a good rental, or if you see it on a cheap day, matinee day, it's a fun watch. But I can't tell people. I take telling people to go to movies very seriously, or entertainment. If I recommend it, you should definitely go. You take it or leave it. It's fun if you want something to watch. I don't think it's gonna ruin your day, but a lot of you on here do feel like it ruined your day. 7 out of 10. I would watch it again at least one more time with my wife.
All right, Aaron.
I like the characters a lot. I think I like the way the group
just
was
showed
forming.
you facts.
What did they give?
Joe, you literally can't help yourself.
What did they
Please,
give?
Joe, please.
What did they give Morbius on your stream on Morbius?
You gave it an F.
Basically,
0.
Yeah. I thought Morbius is actually better.
So you give it an F as well?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Because Morbius to me, there's actually wasn't a great movie, but there's actually some parts there's some parts you could actually remember laughing at, like Morbin Time and the villain dancing. At least that's memorable, right?
All right. Yeah, I guess so. I think I would rather watch Morbius than this, but I don't know. It's pick your poison. It's like it's comparing hard turns to diarrhea. So I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Perp.
I absolutely love this movie. I think it goes over a lot of people's heads. I think it's the best of its kind since Wonder Woman 1984. Don't be hating. I would just like to point this out too. I'll add this to the stage. Enjoyment of trash films linked to high intelligence study finds. So it's scientifically proven I'm smarter than all of you. All of you.
You just admit you like trash films.
I always have. Thank you. That's my closing argument.
What's your grade?
I refuse to grade this like Chris Stuckman.
No. This is the
don't you do
Alsco.
that.
No,
No.
Max was right. I was motivated by Chris Stuckman. I don't want to give grades ever.
Yeah, there you go. So DL will give you the grade.
Well, to my eyes, it's a
probably-
7 for him. So I don't know.
Yeah,
This movie just goes over your guys' head. Sorry,
He
not,
probably
not
gives
for,
it. He probably
not for
gives it
average
an A. He
intelligence.
probably gives it an A or something.
It's not for average intelligence, guys. Sorry.
Okay, sure.
He's just trolling
Uh,
now.
All right, whatever. We know. Whatever. Blue Jay.
Like I said,
How's your garbage doing?
Yeah,
Going
you
pretty
give the
good.
answer to begin.
That's a lot of garbage for one dude.
Yeah.
What's going on?
but
in
yeah,
How
but
much
yeah,
you eat or something like that.
there? He's got a good
Look.
metabolism. Look at him.
yeah. Look at me, yeah. Okay. But look, all seriousness, this is as much as look. I would say this: you motherfuckers owe Morbius an apology. At least I tried. At least in that movie, Morbius, there is some things in there that looks like I'm watching. There is people that are putting together like that think a good movie. It's a good movie. At the very least, I think Sony had to get their little clawy hands in there. Want to put in their Sinister Six post-credit tease or crap, but at least there are some things in Morbius I think gives credit for as a movie. I don't see any of that in Madam Web, honestly. I really don't. It has a great concept, really poor execution. God bless the actresses. I mean, Dakota Johnson don't seem like she gives a crap about this thing. She's very stock wooden. The girls, they tried. I don't know. I don't know if it's either a toss. If they tried or they're not tried. The villain is just what the fuck. Editing's terrible. Action scenes are just not engaging. I was just sitting here just like this. It's just it was just there. It was just there. And yeah, this is easily the worst of the Sony Spider-Verse movies so far. We only got 2 more to go. And I'll say this. There is no possible way that Kraven will be this bad. I'll say it right now. I like that
Raven's
first
gonna
trailer.
take on John Wick. I think that's gonna be a hit success.
Craven's gonna take on John Wick.
Who's taking
Yeah,
John Wick?
it's gonna compete with John Wick franchise.
Who?
Craven.
Whatever.
That trailer was fire.
See, I like that first trailer.
Yeah.
I don't. There's just no way you're making it rated R for a reason. Why they're making it rated R? It has to be somewhat of a enjoyable time. So there's no
Aaron
way
Taylor
that
Johnson too. I like him.
there's no way the
But
Kraven's going to
compete
be.
with John Wick. Compete with John Wick.
I'd rather.
You serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
I'm just saying.
Jameson and DL.
I'm just saying.
I gotta finish Blue Jay. I would rather watch Craven than John Wick 5 after seeing John Wick 4. I would totally. It seems a lot more.
Not even
exciting.
now. All right.
Yes.
Back to me. Back to me.
Blue Jay, come on.
How about Ballerina, Max?
Back to yeah. All in all, there's no way Kraven is going to be this as bad as Madam Web. This movie is just it's a freaking 3. No, not a 3. No, I take it back. A 2. That's a little This movie's a 2. The movie's a 2. Yeah.
All right.
Too good.
Oh God.
Shut up. Crazy Joe.
Yeah, dig this movie. I dig it, man.
What's your score then?
B+. And there. Venom that's blocking the script. Venom 2 got 84%.
He had to
for audience.
prove his point.
He
can't help himself.
Oh,
I'm here to drop them mics.
So I love how he's just ignoring the critic reviews.
I can't help myself either. Sorry.
Well, we're not talking about the critic review. We're talking about how the movie was received.
that's the same thing as critics too. So wait, I want to let you tell you some DL. So you're not excited for Kraven, right?
No.
Yeah. So can I tell you about the writers of Kraven the Hunter?
Sure.
These are the 2 writers, Art Markham and Matt Holloway. They are the writers behind Iron Man 1,
Okay.
Punisher Warzone,
Based
Transformers: The Last Night,
the best
Oh.
one.
No.
Men in Black International,
No.
Yeah, here
and
comes
last but not least, Uncharted.
yeah.
Not
Uncharted
Uncharted.
was
I
like-
mean,
I would rather watch
uninspiring.
this
I
than
mean,
Uncharted.
uninteresting. I mean,
Tom Chan
unethical.
Hong.
I mean, Uncharted.
I did not like
God.
Uncharted either.
Yeah,
I didn't like
I'm
Men in
just-
Black 4.
I did.
I haven't seen it.
It wasn't
Oh,
great.
you mean
It was fun.
Thor and Valkyrie?
I wish, I wish they would give them a part 5 though, because they have such good chemistry together. But this wasn't very good for the fourth one.
I just,
Yeah,
I just
I
call
just-
Man in Black International Thor and Valkyrie in a different universe.
Like DL, I just want to let you know that these are the writers. I want to let you know going into it. Like we start up with Iron Man, then it goes all the way downhill.
It's like as you were listing, it just progressively got worse. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ.
Especially Transformers: Last Night. Ooh.
Yep. Yep. And
good one.
uninteresting. I mean, unfarted. I mean, uninspired. I mean, uncharted. Jesus Christ. Can't do it. Can't do it. But anyway, that's our long, truncated, heated debate rant on Madam Web. Tell us,
Well,
what did
half
you
full.
guys? Yeah, what did you guys think about it? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was okay? How does it compare to the other Sonyverse Spider-Man movies? Do you want to see a Madam Web 2? Do you want to see Madam Web crossover with all these other Sony Spider characters? Comment your thoughts down below and let us know. Thank you for all you guys coming to join me on this panel. It was a fun discussion, even though
my God.
it was very heated, but it was a lot of fun. And
I will listen to this on the background while working all the time.
and it looks like we had the most viewership out of all these Sony Spider movies. So I appreciate you all watching. It's great. If you guys enjoyed this, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up on my channel, on Movie Madness Entertainment if you're watching from there, on Little Movie Perps channel if you're watching there, and subscribe to all the channels. Subscribe them.
Subscribe to Perp.
Yes.
Good.
Especially subscribe to Perp. But yeah, thank you guys for helping me reach 500 subscribers. Let's get to 1,000. It'd be great. Oh, and also, I'm sorry, Aaron. Please subscribe to Aaron World Order as well. He has a channel as
Look,
well.
he's got Mr. Bean as Superman.
I got that from a friend.
And of course, subscribe to Crazy Joe's Adventures as well. If you want to hear more of his crazy takes.
His adventures.
You won't hear them on Crazy Joe Adventures.
These are exclusives for us.
He saves them for MME and my
No, he
channel.
doesn't. He doesn't.
I don't do movie talk on Crazy Joe Adventures. Only adventures.
Oh, really?
can't wait.
Interesting. All right then. But
I didn't hear what you said, Max.
yeah, I did
I
hear.
said
did
we
hear what
save it for us. We appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Get the exclusives.
I hope you're saving more crazy hot takes for the hot take show. But anyway, well, that is all we have for you, Spider-Man, Madam Web, Sonyverse fans, and we will see you guys next time. Talk to you guys later, and remember, if you take on some responsibility,
Oh my
great
God.
power will come to you. See y'all later.
Arañas.